And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
Hi, this is Rob Mario. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call 304-262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
You've been in an accident. A distracted driver put texting over safety. Your injuries, loss of income, and medical bills can last a long time, even a lifetime. Our job is to try and secure justice that will protect you and your family for the rest of your life. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
WVU Medicine is pleased to introduce 7 new providers who've joined our medical staffs at Berkeley Medical Center, Jefferson Medical Center, and University Healthcare Physicians. Dr. Tiffany Morton, Endocrinology. Dr. Zangeethan Parampanathan, Family Medicine. Dr. Heymanth Pillai, Hospitalist. Dr. Lauren Rover, Pediatrics. Dr. Ahmed Samor, Hospitalist. Doctor of Nursing Practice, Kelly Shothius, Urgent Care. And Dr. Levi Stevens, ENT. WVU Medicine, growing to meet the needs of our community.
The following is a special sports broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. Play ball! It's time for the fun and excitement of West Virginia high school baseball. Today's game is being brought to you by
Bechtel Jewelers, the Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, CMA Honda of Winchester, Hagerstown Ford, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Mountaineer Grill and Pub, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, Orsini's Home Store, Modern Realty Results, Kent Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, and the Skinner Law Firm.
And now for the pregame show. Let's go out to the field and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
Well, good morning, almost good afternoon. Welcome here to P.O. Faulkner Park. Colin McLaughlin alongside me is Trip Daly. Trip Tobin. Oh, why did I think Trip Daly? I'm sorry, Trip. I got both of you in my contacts trying to help us out here, but our first pitch pregame show brought to you by Cody's Auto Body at 851 Wilson Street, Martinsburg, where you get the work done right the first time. Call them at 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page. Trip, we got Petersburg visiting Martinsburg today for a double header and a very young team, and just pretty similar to East Hardy, who we saw on opening day, a very smaller school compared to Martinsburg there in single A.
Yeah, a little single A school there. Looking over their roster, they're only 13 men deep total today. 4 seniors, 3 juniors, 2 sophomores, and 4 freshmen. So they do have a good mix of classes here, but certainly a smaller school. So Martinsburg's looking to cancel it?
No, we were just switching cameras, yeah.
Yeah, so
You're fine.
Martinsburg's looking to try to add to that undefeated season so far, 2-0. So at that point, we'll see what they come up with here. We see East Hardy out there, Petersburg out there, and it looked a little smaller, but again, the younger group talked to their coach. He said they're going to get after it, and hopefully in a game or 2 or 3 or 4 that they'll start turning the corner. But right now he feels like they just need to get on the field and get some experience.
I talked with Coach Mike Landis earlier. You'll hear from him here in a little bit in this pregame show, but right now let's go more in-depth a little bit into both of these teams. As I said, Petersburg, they're coached by Mike Landis, 0-1 so far this year. They finished with an impressive record last year at 16-9 overall, but they dropped the season opener to Tigers Valley 4-2, and it is as we said, kind of young team, mostly split. They do have 6 seniors, a very strong bullpen, so that might help here during a doubleheader. And whenever I talk to Coach Landis, out of the 9 guys that he has listed on the roster, about 5 or 6 of them can really throw the ball pretty well, and it'll be fun to see Seville there, the starting pitcher for Petersburg tonight. He said he has a pretty good curveball, can throw into the 80s here with his fastball, so we'll see how he does against Martinsburg, who had a very impressive win yesterday night against Hedgesville to open up EPAC play.
Yeah, they came out last night, and certainly it was an EPAC game. It was pretty tense, and the guys were, they were up. It was Friday night, a big crowd. And I think you heard Coach Baller in the post game talk about how trying to keep that intensity going for today, for this matinee, when not quite the crowd, not quite the atmosphere. So he's looking to get his guys just to get here and take care of business and get things going here.
Alrighty, let's take our first break here on the Cody's Auto Body pregame show. It'll be a 3-minute break, and then we'll be back to hear from both teams' head coaches. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
Hagerstown Ford continues to be your leader in car sales up and down the I-81 corridor. We will beat any and all competitors' prices, and we've made buying a new car easier than ever with one-day delivery better than Amazon and a return policy better than Walmart. Your satisfaction is our guarantee. If you don't like it, simply return it and we'll come pick it up. No questions asked. Why would you shop anywhere else? At Hagerstown Ford, we take great pride in our community and supporting our local student athletes. That's why Hagerstown Ford is the official car dealership of Shepherd Rams quarterback Tyson Bagent. Our remote buying process has made new car shopping so easy, you'll never even set foot in a dealership. Simply go to HagerstownFord.com and click on the car you want to buy it, or use the Axle Auto app. It's that easy. You can order your new car on any device. Go to HagerstownFord.com and get your new car signed, sealed, and delivered from Hagerstown Ford.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com. NMLS number 237527, equal housing lender.
Looking for some nightlife? Then look no further. Laddie's Bar and Grill has a full bar and kitchen, pool table, and entertainment with great food at affordable prices. You can dine in or carry out by calling us at 304-263-5233. Laddie's is open Monday through Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 3 a.m. We serve breakfast all day long, and our lunch and dinner specials are posted every day on our Facebook page. So stop on in to Laddie's Bar and Grill, located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg.
Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, where accident, injury, and disability lawyers with over 120 years combined local trial experience. When injury or illness has stopped you from working, you may be eligible for Social Security disability. Ron Harmon has been winning disability claims for over a quarter of a century. Don't hire some out-of-state firm. Ron Harmon's in Martinsburg. He will meet with you right here in our office. Get a local lawyer you can trust. Call 304-LAWYERS for a free consultation. 304-LAWYERS or 304-263-0900.
Life can get in the way these days. We all know that. Work commitments, social commitments, volunteer commitments, family commitments. You put your heart into all of it. You've got enough to worry about already. Your roof shouldn't be one of those things. Everything should just work. But when your roof is in need of an upgrade, you shouldn't have to worry about that either. Modern Renovations, your four-state roofing solution. Reminding you that home is where the heart really is.
Welcome back here to P.O. Faulkner Park. Colin McLaughlin here. Alongside me is Trip Tobin, our crew this evening. Our intern running the camera there on the first base side's Avery Newport. Our producer is Spencer Dupuis. Back at the studios, Nick Verzolini will continue the Cody's Auto Body pregame show and get into our coaches' interviews, starting with Aaron Byler of the Martinsburg Bulldogs.
All right, Coach Byler, so far so good this week. You've started off 2-0 on the season. Today, a doubleheader against Petersburg, another non-conference opponent for you guys. What's your team need to do to get 2 wins today?
Well, we talked to him after last night's game about, the grind it is to play a big game on Friday night and come back and play a non-conference game on Saturday. We have a senior-heavy team, so these guys have been through before. They know, what it's going to take today. And I talked to him a little bit about bringing their own energy, just being focused and being ready to go. And, we don't want to let either game slip away today. Our goal is to be 4-0 when we end this weekend, and I think they'll be ready to go.
What are the things that you've liked so far from your team?
I thought we've got good starting pitching. I thought Joe Paulson last night was very good. I thought defensively, for the most part, we were okay until that fourth inning where I think we gave them 9 outs. So we have to clean that up. We have to make the routine plays. We didn't make a couple routine plays last night. Obviously, in the East Hardy game, we hit the ball all over the field. Give Lane a lot of credit last night. I thought he was very good for a while. But we just have to be more consistent at the plate.
What have you seen so far from this Petersburg team? I know they only have had 1 game so far this season, which was a loss, but other than that, what do you expect from these Vikings?
Well, I know they're well coached. I know they have a couple senior pitchers that are pretty good. When I talked to their coach earlier this week, he thought that they would throw them against us. So I think they're going to come in here. I know they only have 15 kids, but I think they're going to compete, and we're not going to just be able to go out there and flip the buckets over and win today. We're going to have to do all the right things to make sure that we get 2 today.
Looks like Triggs is your starting pitcher here for Game 1. What are you hoping to see from him in his first start?
DJ's kind of been a Saturday guy for us the last 2 years. We just hope that he goes out and throws strikes. When he stays within himself and he doesn't try to do too much and he just fills up the zone, he's very, very good. So I'm just looking for him to battle, compete, challenge hitters, try to limit his walks. And if he does that, hopefully we'll make the plays behind him.
All right, good luck, Coach. Thank you.
Looking for some nightlife? Then look no further. Laddie's Bar and Grill has a full bar and kitchen, pool table, and entertainment with great food at affordable prices. You can dine in or carry out by calling us at 304-263-5233. Laddie's is open Monday through Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 3 a.m. We serve breakfast all day long, and our lunch and dinner specials are posted every day on our Facebook page. So stop on in to Laddie's Bar and Grill, located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg.
I'm now joined by Coach Mike Landis for the Petersburg Vikings. Coach, 1 game in this year. How's your team looking so far?
Well, we're young. We have several returners, but also we've got 3 freshmen on the field. So it's going to be a few games in, get some learning experience, learn the varsity baseball for some young kids. But I think we've got a good group.
Doubleheader today against Martinsburg. What have you liked from getting to play against a AAA team throughout the past couple years?
I think for us to get better, whether you're single A, double A, you got to play up and play better competition to be prepared to get through the season. So I think this is a good opportunity for us, our kids, to see good pitching, good hitters, good defense. They've got a good program here, and I like for our kids to see what other schools have.
So even though it's a pretty young season so far, what have you liked from your team, and what are some things that you've noticed that might need some improvement?
I think one of our strongest points is our pitching. We've got 4 or 5 kids that can really throw the baseball. The thing that's slow coming on for us, and a lot of schools at this time of year, is our hitting. We need to get a lot better at putting the bat on the ball, getting runners on base, because I think we do have some speed so we can steal some bases. We just got to get to first base.
Seville starting Game 1 for you today. Yes. What is some of the stuff that he has in his arsenal?
Well, he certainly throws the ball pretty hard. I mean, he's in the low 80s, throws a curveball, and he's a competitor. So, and he's been on the varsity program for this is his 4th year. So he's got a lot of experience playing varsity baseball.
All right, anything else, Coach?
That'll be all right.
All right, thank you. Good luck today.
Hey, thanks.
Your coach's interviews brought to you by Laddie's Bar and Grill, located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg. If you're looking for some fun nightlife and great food at affordable prices, then dine in at Laddie's or carry out by calling them at 304-263-5233. All right, another 2-minute commercial break now here on the pregame show, and when we come back, we'll look at some other games around the EPAC. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
A reputation for caring, a legacy of service. At Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, it's been our story since 1880. A family-owned business, we support the needs and wishes of families. We offer traditional services, as well as many options for cremation, customized remembrances, and pre-planning. Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations retains its family atmosphere and stays true to its roots. Contact us for advanced planning, or at your time of loss. We're here when you need us.
Hello?
We're here again 3 times in the past 2 days.
You're where?
Bechtel Jewelers. Look.
Can Mom hear you?
No, she's in a diamond coma. Get her the pendant, or I will.
Hey, that's my credit card.
What? Can't hear you, Dad. You're breaking up.
It's gonna take more than a crying baby to wake her out of this diamond coma. You're gonna need a mega dose of jewelry from Bechtel Jewelers.
Heffley Motor Company, serving the Eastern Panhandle for over 17 years. Known for our wide variety of vehicles at great prices, we are the area's only pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer.
Save yourself time and money. Come see us. You'll be glad you did.
And don't forget our popular detailing service to keep your car looking brand new. We're proud to be your partner serving the community. You're local, we're local, why not buy local? Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
Are you considering selling your home and don't know where to start? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Phone Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams at 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together. Welcome back here to the Cody's Auto Body pregame show. So we are almost ready for first pitch. Let's look at some other Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference games going on today as your EPAC Baseball Roundup brought to you by Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. Over 120 years combined experience as accident, injury, and disability lawyers. Go to burkeandschultz.com or call them at 304-263-0900. We play hardball. Your games that are also going on around the area. You got Hedgesville, who we saw last night, at Frankfort. Washington is at Hampshire. And then on the softball side of things, Eau Glen is at Musselman. As that is your EPAC Baseball Roundup. Let's now check in on today's weather, brought to you by Kelly Allstate Insurance. For all your insurance needs, call Gary Kelly at 304-263-4596 or stop by 724 Lakeview Drive in Martinsburg. And I will go to Spencer Dupuis with today's weather.
You're not even going to welcome me into the broadcast?
I have.
I mean, you just kind of did. All right, 67 degrees right now, mostly cloudy. It's going to get up to around 73, 72 today. There is a chance, or at least there was earlier. It looks clear now, but there was earlier a chance of a storm later in this day. I still think there's a slight possibility, but should be able to get both games in.
Yeah, we're hoping for a beautiful
The new turf also gives an added bonus if it were to rain at all.
Yes, that is very true, and that turf is looking pretty good out there, Tripp, holding up pretty well. You guys have been working hard on that. I saw even our former sports director, Matt Miller, came and helped you do the bullpen there. That's all turf, but it's looking really great out there for this field.
Yeah, it's doing pretty well. It's going to be interesting to see. Coach Ballard was talking about having these 4 games on this, well, maybe actually 5 games, I think, on this field in this this weekend, in the last 4 days, to see how it does, as far as the mound and the boxes go. But pretty confident that it's going to hold up. Looks like it's doing really well. It certainly would help in light rains and things like that, and have to cover the field just to have the dirt out there to have to manage. But it's calling for a little bit of rain, but I believe this turf would handle it, and kids probably like sliding on it.
Yeah, well, it was possibly going to get tested today, as it just heard from Spencer. Was a slight chance of rain, but now it looks like that's going to clear up, and it's going to be a beautiful day to play not one, but 2 games here between Petersburg and Martinsburg, as we're going to wrap things up here on our Cody's Auto Body pregame show. Take another 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll give you the starting lineups for Petersburg and Martinsburg. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
See that Honda badge? It reveals more than the Ridgeline's maker. It's a testament to endurance and Honda ingenuity. So when the terrain ahead is full of challenges, brace yourself. The Honda Ridgeline is about to amaze you. Rise to the challenge with the rugged performance of the Honda Ridgeline.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanic Insurance Companies. For over a century, we have been dedicated to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. We specialize in auto, home, farm, and business insurance. Our products are backed with personal, hands-on service. You can trust us to protect what matters most to you. For all of your insurance needs, there's Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies.
Play ball! The pregame is over, and we're ready for today's opening pitch and the play-by-play. Today's game broadcast has been brought to you by
Cody's Auto Body, Laddie's Bar and Grill, Trips Flooring, The Mortgage Center, Gary Kelly Allstate Insurance, Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, The Heffley Motor Company, The Palace Lounge, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, Milestone Realty, and by WVU Medicine, Berkeley, and Jefferson Medical Centers.
So let's return to the field and rejoin our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
5 seconds.
Oh, okay. Thought maybe you took her name.
We welcome you back here to the Cody's Auto Body pregame show.
Not really.
Yeah, it's still a little bit here before first pitch.
Yeah.
Got a couple minutes. Let's now get into the starting lineups, and it's brought to you by Trips Flooring. Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring needs? Call Trips Flooring at 304-229-7009 or online at tripsfloorsanding.com, and that's the perfect segue to hand it over to Trip Tobin for the starting lineup of Petersburg.
So Petersburg tonight coming in from Grant County, the Petersburg Vikings. Looks like they got 13 total young men here, 4 seniors, 3 juniors, 2 sophomores, and 4 freshmen on the lineup card here. Missing 2 seniors today, 1 to injury and 1 to what appears to be a death in the family. Didn't make the trip, so they're short a couple seniors. So tonight they'll start at third base, number 15, Elijah Kuykendall. At first base, number 6, Peyton Tingler. At shortstop, number 2, Jonathan Mallow. Doing the pitching tonight, number 5, Slade Seville. Playing center field, number 1, Bumpy Van Meter. Playing second base tonight, number 7, Nate Travis. In right field, number 13, Ryan Riggleman. Doing the catching tonight, freshman, number 11, Caden Arbaugh. And then appears to be in center field, number 10, Cody Newsom. Rounding out their lineup is number 17, Logan LeChuck. Number 8, Trace Rohrball. Number 9, Colin Muzzy. Number 8, Andy Fleming. The Petersburg Vikings are head coached by Mike Landis. He is assisted by Steve Arbaugh, Perry Van Meter, Josh Harper, and Eric Kreitz.
Thank you there, Tripp. And now let's go into the starting lineup for your home side, the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Leading off for them and playing at shortstop is number 6, Hudson Clement. Batting second, your left fielder, number 4, is Sifford. In right field, batting third, number 14, is Morris. Batting cleanup, your first baseman, number 27, Edwards. Batting fifth, the designated hitter in for today's pitcher is number 18, Jacob Zittel. Batting sixth, junior there at third base, Michael Lupus. Batting seventh, the sophomore wearing number 5, playing second base, Carson Buber. Batting eighth for the Bulldogs, senior catcher Matthew Asanovich. And rounding out the Martinsburg lineup is number 7, playing center field, Jordan Canby. Spencer, let's now go quickly into a little pregame analysis as your starting lineups were brought to you by Trips Floor Sanding.
Yeah, I mean, I think for both these teams today, they need, at least for Martinsburg, they played a tough game last night. You know, it was a very close one, and you know, Hedgesville almost made the comeback there. They got a run in the 7th inning, so it was definitely a tough game last night. Didn't get a lot of hits for Martinsburg. I believe only 4 hits on the 7 runs last night, and obviously, if you had a bad night at the plate last night, you want to put that out of your head right away and hopefully have a good day today. And for Petersburg, obviously, is when you talk with their head coach, Mike Landis, just kind of the experience of them getting to play bigger schools and just see the competition level, because when you play bigger competition, that breeds competition.
As both teams coming out here during the starting lineups, it looks like it will be Petersburg with gray caps, a P on the front, kind of like the Pittsburgh Pirates font there, with a black bill, black tops with red numerals and letters on the front, and gray pants. As for Martinsburg, they're in orange uniforms today with their white pants and their home white hat with the Block M logo on the front. It's Martinsburg versus Petersburg, game 1, just a few short moments away. We're going to take our last 90-second break here, cover the national anthem, and then we'll be back for first pitch. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
The national anthem concludes here at P.O. Faulkner Park, as Martinsburg already on the field, just going to get a little bit of warm-ups in here before today's opening first pitch, brought to you by the Mortgage Center on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg. One call will save you thousands. Call them at 304-267-9040. Let's now go back into today's starting pitcher for Martinsburg on the mound. The tall right-handed pitcher with some beautiful hair there as well, DJ Triggs.
DJ's he pitched the other day in the scrimmage. I was here and I seen him throw 2 really clean innings, and that was was nice to see, considering he didn't get a lot of time on, like I say, this new mound. So for him to get comfortable on that mound pretty quick in that scrimmage is good to see out of these guys.
Colin McLaughlin here alongside me is Trib Tobin, Spencer Dupuis on our camera. It's our intern Avery Newport. Back at the studio is Nick Verzolini. Due up for Petersburg again. Kirkendall, Tingler, and Mallow, 1, 2, 3 to lead things off here in Game 1 of the doubleheader as the Petersburg Vikings visit the Martinsburg Bulldogs.
Yeah, they got a sophomore, freshman, senior, 1, 2, 3. So you're seeing some youth here at the top of the lineup. You wonder if the two seniors that aren't in the lineup tonight, Van Meter and Kreitz, if they would be anchoring down some of those spots or not. But not sure. Don't have a lot of stats on the Taggart Valley game. Although we do know that they both scored a good many runs. So look for the Vikings to swing the bat here tonight and see what DJ's got. They got. Of course, Martinsburg's got a game on Monday against Jefferson, so you're talking about basically 21 innings here in the next 3 days. So Coach Aaron Ballard and Zarnecki's going to have to manage his pitching staff pretty well today.
As the throwdown here to conclude warm-ups for Martinsburg, and it will be Kirkendall to step into the right-hander batter's box. The third baseman will be up first for the Petersburg Vikings. Martinsburg again in the orange uniforms with the dogs written on the front. Petersburg in their black tops. And the first pitch from DJ Triggs is here. And it'll be down low for ball number 1 to Kirkendall with first pitch at 12:09 p.m.
Yeah, Keith Allison behind the plate doing the umpiring and Tim Carroll out in the field. So that's your umpire crew for today.
Second pitch from Triggs is inside for strike 1 to even the count up at 1 apiece to Kirkendall. Kirkendall with a little swing of his bat, and it's going to be right up the middle. The shortstop, Hudson Clement, tries to dive it, nicks off his glove, goes into center field, and that'll be a leadoff single for Petersburg and Kirkendall.
Yeah, Kirkendall just stayed in there. That ball was middle in. Looked like a fastball. He just kept his hands in, stayed connected, and got that ball back up the middle. Hudson Clement made a diving attempt and just got off the edge of the glove here. So we'll see what the freshman left-hander here is going to do if Petersburg decides to play a little small ball or what they're going to do here.
Yep, Tingler lets that one go by from Triggs, and it will be ball 1 to Tingler. Runner on first here in the top of the first innings, Kirkendall, after that leadoff single. Tingler steps back into the box, stares down at Triggs. Triggs stares right back at him, looks behind him. The pitch, going to be a fastball just missing the outside of the plate. 2-0 count to Tingler.
You mentioned in the starting lineup that Asanovich was back there catching. Good to see him out there today after that collision over at first base that caused some controversy in last night's game. But he looks to be no worse for the wear today after colliding with the first baseman last night.
High fastball, 3-0 count now to Tingler.
Yeah, we actually talked to him. He came up here, I guess, to do part of their pregame duties as a team, and he said he was not too bad after that.
Right. Yeah, he got Mike Nichols
got
there.
Clotheslined.
Outweighs him a bit and caught him in the air, and it really looked pretty bad.
This one just on the outside for a 4-pitch walk to Tingler. That's going to send Kirkendall over to second base now after that walk and bring up the third batter. And Mallow, the shortstop, is going to step into the left-handed box for Petersburg. So some trouble to start here for DJ Triggs with nobody out in the top of the first.
Not the start he wanted for sure. Talking to Coach Mike Landis before the game, he said Mallow is the leader on this team. Could possibly see him pitch today, throwing in the mid-80s. So athleticism here in the box for sure.
Triggs paints the outside of the plate for strike number 1 to Mallow.
Yeah, if they're going to give that pitch today, you might as well live out there because it might have been on the black or a little more.
Mallow back in the box. Triggs looking behind him at the runner on second base, and Kirkendall turns his head. Fastball. Another outside one, this time not in the strike zone. That's going to even things out at 1 ball and 1 strike.
You can fish around out there, but you can't get a bit outside and high. You might get a bit outside, but you're not going to get outside and high.
Shortstop for Petersburg and Mallow back in the box. 1-1's the count. Triggs fastball. It's going to be a chopper over to second base, and it's going to be tipped by Buber into right field. Rounding third, heading home's Kirkendall. The throw not in time, off the mark as well, and that's going to be a single by Mallow to make it 1-0 Petersburg.
I believe you're going to have to call that one an error.
You might have to. It was kind of a hard ball. I wasn't too sure. It had a weird hop.
Yeah, I think it's a play that we certainly you have to make, at this level. Ground ball. The runner came across, caused a little bit of interference. Buber sure-handed last night. Tonight, I spoke with Coach Baller after the game about how he did play, and he just had a little faux pas there.
Triggs takes a little speed off that first pitch. It's going to be called ball 1 to Seville. Seville going to be the starting pitcher for Petersburg. We'll see him in the bottom of the inning. Already has some insurance behind him, and he's going to rip that one in between the shortstop and third baseman into left field. The throw over the head of the cutoff man perfectly to Asanovich, the catcher, but that's going to load the bases for Petersburg with still no outs here in the top of the first inning.
Yeah, that ball was hit right on the screws there. DJ got that ball over the plate, and the pitcher, Petersburg's pitcher, Slade Seville, he just took that ball right through the 6 hole there and just drove it right into center field. Hit it hard enough that the runner couldn't score from second as Landon Sifford came up clean with the ball and left.
Brings up the left fielder, Van Meter. Nobody out, bases loaded. Petersburg leads 1-0. Van Meter takes the first pitch from Triggs, breaking ball into the turf for ball 1.
And if you're Petersburg, you really want to take advantage of having bases loaded right now. Having that such a small number of players on the roster, you want to take advantage of any offense you could get.
Yeah, they're sitting pretty, with 2 of their, 3, 4, 5 guys there with bases loaded, nobody out. You want to score as many runs as you can, knowing that Martinsburg is more than likely going to put runs up. So they want to get out to a lead here. And when you have a lead, your pitcher pitches better, more comfortable, and it's just easier to play with the lead.
The third pitch after the first one ripped right past the head of Triggs into center field. That's going to score 2 runs, and both other runners after the throw home will advance. So after the single by Van Meter, he gets to second base. Advancing to third will be Seville. 2 runs come across the plate in Tingler and Mallow. Petersburg now leads 3-0 with still nobody out here in the top of the first.
Yeah, that ball kind of got through quickly. Edwards didn't quite get over to the cutoff position. And he was in the front of the mound, the back of the mound. Canby was charging, so the throw coming in got over Edwards and into the ground for Asanovich, and both runners moved up on that. I'm sure Coach Baller and Coaches Zarnicki and Zeke would like to have seen that ball cut off, but keep the
second baseman Travis up to bat. First pitch already a strike. Here's the next pitch from Triggs. That one going to be a fastball down the middle for strike 2.
And if you're Triggs here, you really want to get this strikeout to boost your confidence a little bit. Obviously a little shaky, giving up 2 runs early and no outs here. 3 runs early.
Triggs has a pop up here. Over, coming back is the second baseman off the glove of Buber into center field. That's going to score 1, possibly 2. It looks like the runner and Van Meter are going to stay on third. Advancing to second is Travis after another error here by Martinsburg to make it 4-0 in the top of the first with still nobody out.
Yeah, once the ball hit the ground, Hudson Clement, Hudson needs to retreat back to second. He gave a free base there. To Nate Travis, good heads-up base running as he took that base, that occupied base by the defense, had left it wide open for him. Good base running, just get the ball put in play here. Good things happen when you put the ball in play. Like you said, if he gets a strike out there, certainly changes the looks of the inning a little bit. And but now he's sitting, they just traded places here. He's right back in the same situation as Ryan Riggleman comes to the plate, a junior right fielder.
It's 4-0 in the top of the first as we have a meeting at the mound. Everybody goes back to their spots. Still nobody out in the top of the first for Petersburg. Runners on second and third will be the 7th batter in the Vikings lineup, the right fielder in Riggleman. Right-hander kind of leaning a little bit back there in the box. A lot of weight on his back foot as Triggs' first pitch. Going to be a fastball on the inside corner for strike 1.
Yeah, that play there that Buber, kicked off his glove there. That's the second time in 2 days that they've had the almost identical play with Buber and Canby there, that little in-between fly ball there, and they haven't been caught. So expect some communication drills this week with the outfield, infield.
Next pitch, 1 ball on the inside. This pitch from Triggs to Riggleman. Low at the knees, called for a strike to make the count at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Triggs with an opportunity now to get the first out of this half inning. It's a breaking ball on the outside, and Sonovich keeps it in front of him to even the count at 2 apiece. Runners on second and third for Petersburg. They lead Martinsburg 4-0. Triggs, the windup, and the pitch to Riggleman. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Down goes Riggleman for out number 1. And that'll bring up the catcher and our ball for Petersburg.
Yes, he definitely needed that. Of course, like you said, he could have used the last batter, but little dink and dunk fly ball got in on him. So there's been a little bit of a hard contact, but nothing major here, and just not getting a lot of help from the fielders again today.
Our ball almost loses the ball. It was at his feet. It's the 23rd pitch here from Triggs in this half inning for ball 1 to our ball.
See what Triggs can do here with the freshman. 1 or 2 freshmen in the lineup here today for Petersburg.
Runners on second and third in Van Meter and Travis. Fastball goes off the chest of our ball for ball 2. Off the chest of Asanovic, excuse me. Had the batter and the catcher mixed up there for the teams.
Yeah, Asanovic has to be a wall here. Don't want to give up that 5th run standing down there at third base. So anything in the dirt, and they've got to let DJ know that he can throw that pitch. It'll be blocked.
Pitch fouled off to the first base side over the fence and out of play. It's going to make the count 2 balls and 1 strike to our ball.
Young freshman standing in there. When I talked to Coach Mike Landis before the game with Petersburg, he said that his freshmen, kind of had deer in the headlights look up in the Taggart Valley game, but they seem to be standing pretty tall tonight.
Fastball from Triggs.
Today, excuse me.
Way outside. That's going to make the count 3 balls and 1 strike.
The grind's already started. Day, night, it's all the same, right?
Yeah.
It's the beauty of baseball, right? Playing 2 here today in game 1. DJ Triggs, the starting pitcher for Martinsburg's pitch to our ball. Takes a little speed off it, gets it perfectly located, make it a full count now. That pitch called for a strike. To our ball. 3-2's the count. 1 out. Runner on second and third for Petersburg. Martinsburg's Triggs wind up in the pitch. That'll be called ball 4, and it goes behind him. So the runners both advancing and rounding first, and we'll just stop there and go back. Is our ball after the walk. That's going to score a run. It's now 5-0 Petersburg here in the top of the first. Travis will be on third as Van Meter rounded home. That's going to bring up the 9th batter in this lineup for the Vikings, center fielder Newsom.
And if you're Petersburg, you're ecstatic right now, having an early 5-0 lead here. And this could be caused by Martinsburg having played a really tough game last night and it being early in the season.
This is the exact start that Petersburg needed to have, a single-A school against a triple-A school. And the throw down to second.
Beautiful play, yeah.
Tagged out is our ball.
Yeah, so
nobody advancing from third, so that's going to be the second out. A beautiful throw from Asanovic to Buber. Make it 2 outs now in the top of the first.
So Asanovic throws through Buber. Buber does a nice fake to hold the runner at third, and Clement makes a tag there as the ball just laid right in his glove. And this is perfect play by Asanovic. Asanovic is having a rough inning here with DJ keeping the ball down the dirt, so he's had to block a good many of those pitches. The one did get by for a run, the last batter, but Asanovic has done all he can do back there to keep those runners at bay.
Pitch from Triggs. Taken low by Newsom for a ball. 5-0 here in the top of the first. Petersburg leads Martinsburg for those of you just tuning in here at P.O. Faulkner. DJ Triggs on the mound for Martinsburg. Swing and a miss. Foul tipped into the glove. It's going to make the count now at 2 apiece to Newsom. Triggs trying to get his team into the dugout and have their turn with the bats in hand.
Yeah, Petersburg just one batter away from batting around. Well, they have batted around the lineup here.
That pitch, a wild one. That's going to easily score Travis, make it 6-0 Petersburg. As that pitch rolled a ball, so it's a full count now to Newsom.
And Triggs had gotten the last two batters out, strikeout, and then a walk, and then caught stealing. But in between that, we've had two wild pitches that have caused a couple more runs to come across. So
also hasn't helped that there's been two errors here in the top of the first as well.
Two errors and wild pitches and free bases.
Pitch going to be taken for a ball. Newsom will head over to first as that's the third walk issued by Triggs. We get back to the top of the lineup here in the top of the first. It's going to be Kirkendall, who singled in his last at bat.
So we're back to the top here. Martinsburg's given up 5 free bases this inning, so haven't even come to bat yet. Down 5-0 in the free base game.
Triggs hits the outside corner for strike one to Kirkendall. Runner on first, 6-0. Petersburg leads Martinsburg here in the top of the first.
Petersburg coach talking about the pitching that they have.
And another steal attempt, the throw from Asanovic behind Clement. He's able to handle it, but the steal going to be successful. So Newsom now stands on second base. And it's going to even the count at 1 apiece to Kirkendall.
You're up 5-0, 2 outs. You know, guys, young man has decent speed. 6-0, sorry about that. Yeah, up 6-0, and it's might as well time to put some pressure. It's that time to put pressure on the defense.
Gotta give it to
breaking
Hudson.
Ball attempt there by Triggs. Sorry, Spencer. Didn't really break, so 2-1 to count.
Gotta give it to Hudson Clement there to be able to go backwards and get that so it doesn't go in the outfield, and you got a runner on third.
Yeah, when it left Hasanovic's hand, it went to the left side of the bag, up to third base side, and he had all he could do to get to it.
Kirkendall fouls off this pitch to the right side, over towards the parking lot. Even the count up at 2 apiece. DJ Triggs trying to get Martinsburg after this very, very long top of the first. It's been 15 minutes so far. His first pitch was at 12:09. Fastball chopped right back to Triggs. He's going to catch it above his head, toss it over to the first baseman Edwards for the final out of this inning. But not before. 6 runs cross the plate for Petersburg with a couple hits. Some errors, some walks, not the best start, but Martinsburg's turn will be up the bat after this 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg has a brand new list of daily specials. Monday, stop on in for burger night or enjoy a nice juicy steak every Tuesday and Wednesday. The Palace Lounge also offers freshly steamed shrimp Thursdays and chef specials every Friday and Saturday. Sunday is all-day breakfast and there are drink specials daily too. So come enjoy the Palace Lounge. You can find them on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
Welcome back here for the bottom of the first. It is 6-0 Petersburg due up for Martinsburg. It's going to be Clement, Sifford, and Morris in the 1, 2, 3 spots as Petersburg put up 6 runs there in the top of the first. We look at the starting pitcher now, Seville for Petersburg, taking some warm-ups, has a lot of help there early, and it looks like he's going to have to take an arm sleeve also. We might have a little bit of a delay here before we start the bottom of the first.
I've got some stats here from last year's game against Petersburg on May 22nd. It looked like Hudson Clement went 2 for 3 with 2 runs and an RBI and a walk in that ballgame when he was hitting in the 9th position.
Interesting there. So it looks like he can keep the arm sleeve on. I think all they did was have him turn it inside out because it looked like it had some white lettering there on the sleeve, and they don't want the batters to get a little bit confused there.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, he had an arm sleeve on, had some lettering on it or some type of monogram, and he turned that around and just turned it inside out. Now it's all black, matches uniform, perfectly legal.
As the final warm-up pitch, only a few short moments away here for Petersburg, and that was arguably the best start that Petersburg could have here to the game. Kind of not what we expected here. Didn't know what to expect really from this Petersburg team. We heard that they had some guys out. We already mentioned 2 seniors. It's a single-A school as well, going up against a triple-A school. And when we saw that earlier this season for Martinsburg, it was a 27-2 win against East Hardy. Petersburg's not East Hardy, and we've really already seen that as they lead 6-0 against the Bulldogs.
Talk about that East Hardy game when Hudson Clement came up first. He led off with a triple. So.
Yeah, we need to start some
some
fireworks here. The thing about now is you have to chip away at it. You have to stay within yourself. You can't hit a 6-run home run, so you just have to pass it down, batter to batter, chip away at this. That's kind of has to be the object here
First
of the game. Is
from Seville to Clement. Fastball right down the middle for strike 1.
Is to make things happen, get multiple runners on, and try to score some runs in bunches.
Seville definitely able to pop the catcher's mitt there. We heard throws around the 80s, and this pitch, another fastball right past the swing and miss from Clement.
Yeah,
He's now behind 0-2 in the count.
He definitely put a little heat on that one, got it up, up around his chin, and it just looked like it kind of rose and run in a little bit on him. So he's got a little velocity to him. Slade, the senior.
Though another fastball, swing and a miss. Down goes Hudson Clement. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. The first strikeout by Seville for out number 1. Brings up the left fielder, Sifford, for Martinsburg.
After a 6-run inning, you don't want to go down, quickly. You want to at least have a long inning to give your defense a little rest, give your pitcher a rest, and put a little pressure on their defense. So they need to get some men on base and try to have an inning where they put some batters to the plate and work Seville a little bit.
First pitch to Landon Sifford. Fastball into the turf for ball 1 from Seville. Second pitch from Seville, and that one going to be high inside, taken for another ball, so 2-0 count to Sifford, the junior from Martinsburg.
These two teams match up. The first time last year on April 21st, Sifford led off and went 3 for 6 with 2 RBIs.
This one taken to Sifford. Goes right by him for strike 1, so 2-1's the count now.
Petersburg, what a difference a year makes. But, talking to Coach Landis, he had talked that his guys were young. He was missing a few, but at this point, he has to be pleased with what he's seen, with who's out there.
Another fastball taken for strike 2 to Sifford. That evens the count at 2 apiece. What I could find there online, these teams since 2008 have met 6 total times, and in all 6 of those games, they were wins for Martinsburg. Last year, it was 16-10 in Game 1, and a mercy rule win in the next one. This pitch just above the shoulders, pretty close to being a strike 3, but it's ball 3 instead to make the count full against Sifford.
And that's what Sifford needs. That's what the team needs. It needs a lead off here. It needs a quality at bat, and see if Sifford can make it work.
Fastball ripped right up the middle by Sifford, and that's going to be a single. The first hit of the game now for Martinsburg will bring up Isaiah Morris.
That's extremely important after your senior shortstop, struck out on 3 pitches for Sifford to come in and hang in there, have a good quality 5-6 pitch at bat, and drive the ball right back up through the box. It lets the team in the dugout, the guys coming up, know that this guy's certainly hittable, and we can get on base and do some damage to this guy.
Morris, the big lefty, saw him pitch in game number 1 of the season as pickoff attempt by Seville unsuccessful over to Tingler, sliding in safely Sifford.
I would have to believe that Morris will toe the rubber at some point today in these 14 innings.
Might be correct there. Seville looks over back to first base. Stares back down to Arbaugh's catcher. Fastball outside for ball 1 to Morris.
Just keeping an eye on Sifford. Just strategically, it's not the great time to steal, but you also don't want to just let him have second base. You want to keep that force in order here. So he's going to keep an eye on him. Just keep him close. Keep him from
another throw over to first. Keep him sliding back in is Sifford safely.
You just want to keep him from getting a real, walking lead where he can just walk into second base. But they do have a freshman catcher back there, so it's not uncalled for to see that a steal.
Fastball chopped by Morris over to first base, takes a weird hop, but the first baseman and Tingler able to get there, stomp on the bag for out number 2, advancing to second on the fielder's choice. It's Landon Sifford. That'll bring up Caleb Edwards.
Now batting for the Bulldogs, number 27, Caleb Edwards.
Yeah, Martinsburg definitely needs to get, at least a run here. It would be nice, to get this inning extended. Caleb certainly has home run power. Could light a fire under this team with the long ball as well. So, 2 outs, number 4 batter up, and Seville's coming to his catcher.
Arbaugh and Seville going to meet about halfway there. Just try to make sure that they have everything down. And Arbaugh, one of a couple of Petersburg guys out there with a mullet growing.
Right. And with Sifford on second base, he wants to make sure, Seville being a 4-year varsity guy, wants to make sure that Sifford's not picking up the signs and giving them to Edwards. So probably just change it up, told him let's go on second sign or third sign, something that they're not just giving away the sign to Sifford to give right back to Edwards. So
Edwards calls for a time there. Umpire grants it and steps back into the box. Runner on second, 2 out in the bottom of the first. It's Petersburg 6, Martinsburg nothing. 2 outs. 4th batter in Martinsburg's lineup up to bat, and Edwards. It's a fastball. Grounder over to the second baseman. Scooping it is Travis. Fires it over to Tingler for the 4-3 put out, and that's going to be the end of this first inning. 1 hit, 1 strikeout, no runs for Martinsburg at the end of 1. It's 6-0 Petersburg, a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com. NMLS number 237527, equal housing lender.
Welcome back to P.O. Faulkner Park. Colin McLaughlin here alongside me on the headsets is Trip Tobin, Spencer Dupuis, our producer as well. Cameraman's Avery Newport. Back at the studios, Nick Verzolini. Due up here in the top of the second, Tingler, Mallow, and Seville. 2-3-4 batters for Petersburg.
I've got kind of an interesting role reversal here from the second game last year back on May 22nd. Seville started the game, but only went 1 inning, gave up 6 runs, only 1 hit, walked 7 guys, and a strikeout. Almost a role reversal runs-wise, because after that, Martinsburg was up 6-0.
And now down 6-0. First pitch from Triggs, the fastball right down the middle, taken by Tingler for strike 1. Start the second.
Based on that inning, it looks like Seville has done some work on controlling that fastball. He's definitely in command there.
As this fastball from Triggs, going to one-hop the plate for ball 1. Evens the count at 1 apiece.
Yeah, crossed Hasanovich up. He's taking a beating here in the first inning with some balls in the dirt after taking a little bit of beating last night on first base. So hats off to him. Maybe he'll get the second game off.
This one inside past the glove of Hasanovich for ball 2. Going to be interesting how long Triggs is out there on the mound. He was just under 40 pitches to end the first is what I had him at, and now he's thrown 3 here this inning. The 4th pitch here to Tingler. Just hitting the outside corner for strike 2. 2-2's the count. Nobody out. Nobody on base.
Yeah, Keith has consistently called the ball, slightly off the corners, it appears, from that angle. So, if he's going to give you, the black or half, a quarter or half ball off the back, they need to live out there.
Pitch fouled off by Tingler to the left side off the netting. Keeps the count at 2-2. Tingler walked in his last at bat. There in the first. Breaking ball going to be chopped off the foot of Tingler, so that'll make it a dead ball. Sonovich wanted to get the easy out, but it'll stay at 2-2.
You certainly want to see Triggs get this lead off batter here. He's actually the number 2 batter in the lineup. He's a freshman, playing first base here. Last time he walked, he come around to score, so Triggs doesn't want a repeat of that. He'd like to get a quick inning here.
Fastball, fouled straight back. Tingler fighting hard in this bat to stay alive. The count's still 2-2.
Definitely help his confidence, too, going into the rest of however long he's going to pitch in this outing, if he can get this first runner out, first hitter.
Yeah, he needs to
pitch from Triggs.
A lot shorter.
Chopped over to Clement at short. He scoops it up, fires it over to the first baseman. Edwards gets it just in time for the out. Sit down Tingler on the 6-3 ground out for out number 1.
He was certainly running down that line hard.
Yeah, it was about a step, maybe step and a half off from being safe there.
It looked pretty much routine, and then as Clement looked up, he had to start hurrying the throw. We start hurrying things, that's when things go bad. So hats off to both, for the young man running the hard 90.
There's a lot of space that Clement has to cover there as he's all the way back to the grass, takes a couple steps in, brings up Mallow, the first pitch, a breaking ball, just getting the outside corner for strike 1.
Yeah, he starts with a foot in the grass, then he'll walk it up to get into position where he needs to be to cover the ground. But he's not walking up too far.
This one from Mallow ripped into right center field off the wall. Mallow rounding second. He's going to go to 3. Canby sends it into Clement. He's not going to throw down. It's going to be a stand-up triple by Mallow for Petersburg, as they're threatening yet again here in the top of the second. And Seville due up to bat.
He hit that ball right on the nose, and it
just a couple feet away from being a home run there.
It pounded the fence out there. It took a hard roll back over to Canby, but Mallow with some speed, and he seen the ball. He was his call all the way. The ball was in front of him. He just made the turn at second and kept going, and no throw.
First pitch swing. Seville gets it over to the second baseman. That's going to score 1, but it's going to be a fielder's choice to make it 7-0 Petersburg with 2 out now, bringing up Van Meter.
Great piece of hitting there. I mean, you get the ball to the right side of the field, you're guaranteed an RBI out there and a quality at bat. So he came in, just kept his hands in, kind of inside out of that ball over to second, just did what he had to do to get the run in. That's just this great situational hitting in that spot right there.
2 out, nobody on base. First pitch from Triggs to Van Meter on the outside corner. Fastball makes it strike 1.
You get a triple like that, and with 1 out, and next thing you know, 1 pitch later, you're scoring a run.
Second pitch, way outside off the glove of Asanovich for ball 1. 1-1's the count to Van Meter. Van Meter in his last at-bat was able to advance to first and then later on score after the error from Buber on the pop fly that just nicked off his glove and then eventually made its way to the grass there in the outfield.
And this team's taking advantage of the mistakes that the free bases they were given, and they scored.
Triggs fastball, chopper. Triggs runs to his right, scoops it over for the final out to Edwards, but not before a 1 run crosses the plate to make it 7-0 Petersburg. We'll take a 1-minute break, then be back for the bottom of the second inning. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
Are you considering selling your home and don't know where to start? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Phone Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams at 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
Life can get in the way these days. We all know that. Work commitments, social commitments, volunteer commitments, family commitments. You put your heart into all of it. You've got enough to worry about already. Your roof shouldn't be one of those things. Everything should just work. But when your roof is in need of an upgrade, you shouldn't have to worry about that either. Modern Renovations, your 4-state roofing solution. Reminding you that home is where the heart really is.
Welcome back here for the bottom of the second inning. Due up for the Bulldogs will be Zittel, Lupus, and Buber. 7-0 Petersburg leads, and it looks like, is that relish or a jalapeno? Is they're saying jalapeno? Jalapeno on a hot dog. I haven't had that. Have you, Trip?
Oh, yeah, I like jalapenos. I like loaded hot dogs.
It sounds great. I mean, might have to see if any of the food trucks later on today during the St. Patrick's Day celebration there in downtown Martinsburg has any hot dogs with jalapenos on it. Not sure what to do, but if you're enjoying some baseball, want to enjoy some sunshine and hear some great music, head on down to downtown Martinsburg from started at noon. I think it goes till 7 p.m. there for a St. Patrick's Day celebration. Zittel, the designated hitter, will be up first here for Martinsburg.
Yeah, Martinsburg's got to put something together here. They've got to, have a couple extended innings and chew this lead. They don't need 7 runs this inning, but, a couple runs each inning, and next thing you know, you could be right back in this.
Seville, fastball, inside, leaning back, Zittel takes it for ball 1.
It was a pretty clean, quick inning, last inning for Seville, other than the long at bat from Landon Sifford that ended up to be a base hit up the middle, but they need to put together a couple of those at-bats.
Fastball going to just be a short chopper. Throw over to first, just beating Zittel for the 1-3 putout. Great play there by Seville, able to immediately just sprint off the mound. Didn't double clutch and got it to Tingler right before the foot of Zittel hit the bag. So that's out number 1. That'll bring up Michael Lupus, the third baseman for Martinsburg.
That's what you see out of veteran guys. They said Slade's been on the team for 4 years on the varsity level. Didn't panic, picked the ball up, found his target, set his feet, and made a good strong throw and made it look easy. And that's really not an easy play.
Fastball low and outside, taking ball 1 to Lupus.
That's the play that usually ends up in right field for a triple, a 2-base error. But he did a really nice job of setting his feet and staying calm.
Fastball right down the middle from Seville. That evens the count up at 1 apiece to Lupus.
I wasn't at the Petersburg game last year when he gave up all those walks, but he certainly looks polished here today. Just going from the stretch, very simple wind-up.
Another fastball right down the middle by Seville to Lupus. Makes the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. That first game last year in which Seville started, it was a high-scoring affair, 16-10. So even though he struggled, the offense, which is what we're seeing very impressive today for Petersburg, did well. And caught looking, down goes Lupus for out number 2. Seville gets his second strikeout of the game. That'll bring up Buber.
That was a tough at bat for Lupus. The second strike was called on, was a borderline outside, and then that pitch there was just a knee buckler curveball that kind of, was inside a bit, didn't come directly across the plate, but tough at bat, really tough at bat.
First pitch from Seville, fastball, swing and a miss from Buber for strike 1, just a little bit behind it. 7-0 Petersburg leads in the bottom of the second inning. Nobody on base, 2 out for Martinsburg. Another fastball that's going to be fouled over our heads, out of play for strike 2 to Buber.
Lupus didn't quite get the at bats, the stats he wanted last night. He laid down a real nice sack bunt, then he got kind of put in a bad position with taking a pitch and then bunting one foul and taking out that at bat right quickly. So, and today coming up here and taking a couple of borderline pitches. So he's got to keep his head up, fight through it.
This one fouled off over to the third base dugout. Keeps the count at no balls, 2 strikes. Buber against Seville. Wait for the ball to get retrieved there by the third baseman, Kirkendall, for Petersburg. Gives it over to Byler, who tosses it into the dugout. Slight breeze coming from first base over to the third base side now. It looks like they're in the field of play. Might be heading towards the outfield. And this one just over the head of Buber for ball 1. Fortunately, he just ducked. Otherwise, it might have nicked his helmet there. And that was a fastball that could have caused some trouble.
He reached back and grabbed some extra on that one. And as it come by the batter, it actually still had a little arm side tail. So it really had Buber shaking a little.
Fastball, again, grounded over towards the third base dugout. Buber battling in this at-bat. It is a 1-2 count against him. Seville trying to get Martinsburg to go 3 up, 3 down here in the bottom of the second to keep the shutout alive.
That's what you want to see out of Buber. I mean, after that ball comes flying by the top of his head, he still digs in and takes a cut at the next pitch, so he's maturing quickly.
Seville fastball, ripped over to the shortstop. He's going to get the catch, bobbles it. Mallow off his glove. Throws it over to Tingler at first. It's going to go underneath his glove. And standing on first safely is Buber. It looked like Mallow had it, but just at the last second, popped out of the webbing of his glove.
Yeah, great at bat for Buber. I mean, like I said, to take that 80-plus mile-an-hour fastball that went flying by his ear hole, and then to stand in there and fight off a bad pitch, and then to get, be able to hit the ball hard as he did. He too thought the ball was caught because he hit it hard enough that he barely got out of the box before he realized that he had dropped it. He kind of stuttered, then he took off as hard as he could down there and beat the throw. So great at bat for Buber. Great hustle there.
Brings up the catcher, Sonovich. Fastball going to be chopped down the third baseline, just slicing foul for strike 1.
Yeah, Colin, breeze starting to look heavy out there. But the flags along the outfield fences seem steady, at least. As down here, it seems like it's coming and going for the most part. But back out there, it seems like it's steady. And Martinsburg trying to get a 2-hour rally going.
It's keeping things cool for us here in the press box. It's a beautiful day for baseball.
Yeah.
Great day for a double header as we're still in game 1. It's 7-0 Petersburg as a throw over to first base to keep Buber honest there. 2 outs. 1 on. Sonovich up to bat. The count is 0-1. Seville wind up in the pitch. Going to be high and inside, taken for a ball to Sonovich to even the count at 1 apiece.
Yeah, I'm not sure that there'd be a reason for Buber to steal here. It's just not a steal situation. But again, Seville, being the pitcher that he is, being a 4-year varsity guy, senior, he doesn't lose the runner over there. He's out there to hold the runners and give his catcher a chance should they take off.
That fastball, low and outside, makes the count 2-1 to Sonovich. Sonovich, the 8th batter in the lineup for Martinsburg, can be on deck.
Seville doing a good job of, changing his times to the plate, slide step, and just keeping the runner honest, giving his catcher a chance. Young catcher, that's all you can ask for.
Another fastball, low and outside, but Arball able to keep it in front of him to make sure that there's no wild pitch to advance Buber.
And the longer they can, regardless if they score or not, the longer they can keep Seville out there throwing and laboring, then the more chance they have to change the momentum if they can stop them offensively.
Seville, fastball, right down the middle for strike 2. Makes the count 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out in the bottom of the second. Sonovich wants to keep Martinsburg's bats alive here. Runner on first. Seville looking down, shakes the first call off, agrees with the second one from his catcher, Arball. Looks over at first base. Runner going, and it's going to be a chopper over to third baseman. Coming in on it, it's Kirkendall. Fires it across the diamond to Tingler for out number 3. So down goes Martinsburg. No runs off, no hits, 1 error, 1 left on base. And at the end of 2, it's Petersburg 7, Martinsburg nothing. Let's take a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Are you considering selling your home and don't know where to start? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Phone Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams at 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
Life can get in the way these days. We all know that. Work commitments, social commitments, volunteer commitments, family commitments. You put your heart into all of it. You've got enough to worry about already. Your roof shouldn't be one of those things. Everything should just work. But when your roof is in need of an upgrade, you shouldn't have to worry about that either. Modern Renovations, your 4-state roofing solution. Reminding you that home is where the heart really is.
Welcome back here. Colin McLaughlin on the call alongside me, Spencer Dupuis, Trip Tobin, Avery Newport, our intern, on the camera for those of you watching on TV 10. Back at the studios, Nick Verzolini. Travis Riggleman Arbald due up for Petersburg to start the top of the third. DJ Trigg still on the mound for Martinsburg. I got him so far at 53 pitches through the 2 innings, and it's not been the best start for him. No. Didn't have that much help there in the first, but Martinsburg down 7-0 right now in game 1 of 2 today to the Petersburg Vikings.
So the Vikings have certainly taken advantage of the errors and the walks, and then got timely base hits, and then sort of some good situational hitting as well. So, tip your cap to them. But, this game is far from over. We're only in the top of the third, and Martinsburg has a little fight in them. It's not unusual after a big fight night to come out a little flat is what we're seeing here, and it was certainly a concern for the coaching staff over in Martinsburg, and you're seeing what a Friday night, late Friday night and a matinee doubleheader on Saturday, even this early in the season, how it can keep you flat and have slow starts here.
First pitch from Triggs, a beautiful breaking ball to get swing and a miss for strike 1. This one, a little bit more speed to it for strike 2 as Travis swings and misses straight through it.
And the second thing, a lot of these guys, Martinsburg returned a lot of guys, so they've seen Petersburg last year.
Triggs going quick here this time around. A fastball just low for ball 1. So he's really sped up his routine here on the mound, maybe just trying to see if that helps him out.
That's something that Zarnecki, I'm sure, got after him about moving a little quicker and speeding the game up a little bit, defensively, so he can get back in here and hit because they're having long innings offensively. But like I was saying, that returning these 6 or 7 guys to the field, they were part of those, that double header twin, twin billing that they went up there to Petersburg and won last year. So they maybe took them a little lightly.
Travis pops it up over to the left side, coming in a little bit as the third baseman get the out as Lupus makes the catch for out number 1 in the top of the third.
It's easy to look at them and say single A. We've beat them pretty good last couple of years, but Petersburg had a little differently today. They're coming out firing.
Petersburg 0-1 on the year. They lost Thursday 4-2 to Tigers Valley, up 7-0 here. Riggleman takes the first pitch from Triggs down the middle for strike 1. Very disciplined team, it seems like, here for Petersburg at the plate. Triggs.
Well coached to this point.
Another fastball for strike 2. That pitch looked pretty. A little bit surprised that Riggleman didn't make a cut there.
Yeah, it looked like a mistake pitch. Got up a little bit over too much of the plate.
That one low for a ball makes the count 1 ball, 2 strikes to Riggleman. Riggleman, last at bat, was a strikeout, the only one that DJ Triggs has thrown so far today. Trying to make it 2 now against Riggleman. Breaking ball going to be flown out into left center field. Center fielder Candy goes to his left, has his hat fall off his head, but still able to make the catch for out number 2.
Yeah, we've seen what the wind can do here the last couple of days, and when the ball gets up like that, nothing's easy. And the wind's blowing hard enough that it actually blew his hat off of his head. And you can see the flag's going towards right. When his hat came off, it went towards right. So that wind's out there, but he played it well, got camped under it, and made the play.
Brings up our ball. Triggs, first pitch. Another first pitch strike here in this third inning. He's done that 3 straight batters now to help him out.
Seems like he's kind of settled in a little bit here so far.
Yes.
Moving a little quicker, getting a little more comfortable.
Next one, right down the middle, fastball called strike 2 to Arball. Triggs with the opportunity now to make Petersburg go 3 up, 3 down. The windup in the pitch from Triggs. Just outside, off the glove of Asanovich for ball 1.
That's exactly what they need. They need a quick inning and to get back get there swinging the baseball back.
Any little bit of momentum can help. They're down 7-0.
Got Jordan Canby coming up, but he's a 9-hole hitter, but he could easily be the leadoff.
This one going to be popped up over towards first base. Edwards didn't have to move much. Lands in his mitt. 3 up, 3 down, go Petersburg. At the end of the top of the third, it's still 7-0 Vikings over the Bulldogs. Let's take 1 minute break, and then the Bulldogs will be up to bat. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
Heffley Motor Company, serving the Eastern Panhandle for over 17 years. Known for our wide variety of vehicles at great prices, we are the area's only pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer.
Save yourself time and money. Come see us. You'll be glad you did.
And don't forget our popular detailing service to keep your car looking brand new. We're proud to be your partner serving the community. You're local, we're local, why not buy local? Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. We're accident, injury, and disability lawyers with over 120 years combined local trial experience. When injury or illness has stopped you from working, you may be eligible for Social Security disability. Ron Harmon has been winning disability claims for over a quarter of a century. Don't hire some out-of-state firm. Ron Harmon's in Martinsburg. He will meet with you right here in our office. Get a local lawyer you can trust. Call 304-LAWYERS for a free consultation. 304-LAWYERS or 304-263-0900.
Welcome back here for the bottom of the third. Canby, Clement, Sifford due up for the Bulldogs. The 9-1-2 batters in the lineup as Martinsburg down to Petersburg 7-0 here in Game 1 of this matinee doubleheader. Couldn't ask for better weather.
No, don't jinx
it's a Saturday.
Yourself. Please don't jinx yourself.
I'm hoping the rain stays away for Game 2. It looks like that's going to be the case. I don't see anything on the horizon here at P.O. Faulkner Park.
Well, last year I remember doing Legion Ball.
You never know. Storms do come quickly around here.
And then all of a sudden they came.
They can come quickly.
That's the beautiful thing about the Eastern Panhandle of West Virginia. Sometimes you can get all 4 seasons in one day.
You know, the recipe for success so far for Petersburg, defensively has just been make the routine plays and throw the ball over the plate and just stop the free bases, no errors, no walks, not a lot of stolen bases. And if they can continue to do that, it's going to be really tough for Martinsburg to get back in this game. But Martinsburg has to be patient at the plate. We know from last year that Slade Seville can give us some free bases here. So hopefully we can get moving.
Jordan Canby swings through the first pitch fastball from Seville for strike number 1. It seems like so far nobody's really been able to time this fastball from Seville that I was told by Landis can get into the mid-80s.
It's hard to tell the velocity from here.
It is.
But
that one low for ball 1.
As the catcher catches it. But the one that zipped by Boober last inning, when it hit the backstop, it had some velocity on it. It was easier to see the velocity on that one than the ones that get stopped here by the catcher that we can't see.
That one low, taking ball 2 by Canby. Makes the count 2-1. On deck is Hudson Clement. Get back to the top of the lineup for Martinsburg, possibly.
And like I said, Canby could easily be the number 1 hitter with his speed and his discipline at the plate. So
it's that one low for ball 3.
It's pretty much like he is the leadoff hitter. It's not a bad spot for Martinsburg to be in with their 9-hitter coming up with that all that speed with Hudson and Sifford batting 2 and 3 this inning.
Seville. Wind up in the pitch. That one high, ball 4.
That's just what
so
they
first
needed,
at bat walk to Canby. Brings up Clement.
A lot of speed, great on base guy. Yep. So this is kind of where Martinsburg would like and certainly would want to be. They don't want to be in a 7-0 deficit, but this could be the start of something where they can start chipping away at it here and getting to Seville, get his pitch count up, and force Petersburg to make a decision on who they're going to pitch for, and who they're going to save for game 2.
Hudson Clement steps into the right-handed box. Seville looks over to Tingler and throws over, keeping Canby honest, as you heard in the last at-bat. Canby, Tripp says, could probably be the leadoff batter. They didn't have Clement. He has a lot of speed standing over there at first base.
Yeah, he's just...
See if Seville throws over again, and he does. Canby.
If Clement, for some reason, isn't on this team, Canby's easily the number 1, hitter here. But this was a great 1-2 punch, for him being the second lead in that second leadoff spot. And you're only the leadoff, the first time of the game generally. Oh,
that one hits off the hands of Hudson Clement. Hopefully he's okay.
Definitely
looked like it might have got a forearm or something, but a hit by pitch will advance Canby to second.
Definitely a stinger at least.
Clement there to first. Brings up Sifford.
Maybe a funny bone there. He's kind of hanging it, and it's kind of hanging that shoulder down, and it's hurting at the moment, but he's not showing it. Just his body language tells us that it doesn't feel that great. By the way, he's kind of leaning.
Yeah, trainer came out almost to the third baseline, is now walking back.
Yeah, he's not going to let that happen on tape. He's going to walk that right off.
Yeah.
And,
I'm just hoping it didn't hit his hands. He needs those for hopefully when he's playing for West Virginia Mountaineers.
He got
here
him up
in the fall.
In the elbow area, forearm.
Clement's a tough player. Everybody knows that around here. As Seville steps off the mound to get the 2 runners on base back to the having a foot on the bag.
He didn't do the classic, roll with it in my back and take it kind of in the shoulder. He kind of did that. I'm going to try to jump back and slap at it, and it kind of caught him off guard when it got in there on him like that. And Seville does have some arm side run, so
Seville's first pitch, a strike to Sifford.
The ball will run in on a right-hander, with certain grips that he has. I can see from my vantage point that the ball will run a little bit, and that's what's making him successful here, that he has movement on that fastball. Not that he just has a fastball that has a little, zip to it, but that it has movement.
Sifford, the only one to have a base hit so far today for Martinsburg. Throw over to second. Going to go into center field, but nobody's going to advance as Newsom was ready to stay short there in center field in case the wild throw like that happened. Sound defense, able to make sure no other damage has been done so far here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Bless you there, Spencer.
Good job by the center fielder to be there. Know his role in that play, breaking as soon as the pitcher, started to throw back. He broke. So we haven't seen many mistakes out of Petersburg in the field here.
7-0. Petersburg leads Martinsburg. Fastball just above the shoulders, evens the count to Sifford at 1-1.
And we can see that wind blowing right into that hole where the Bulldogs at. As you can see, the flag to the right and the flag to the left blowing into it, and the black flag blowing straight back, right where Sifford hit the ball last night, right into that Bulldog sign out there.
Runners on first and second for Martinsburg, nobody out. Seville keeps staring back. Fastball ripped into the left field. It's going to one hop to the left fielder. Van Meter bobbles off his glove, throws it into the shortstop. That advances everybody 1 base and loads things up for Isaiah Morris.
Yeah, once again, Sifford hit the ball hard enough that Canby, even with his speed, kind of had to stutter step to make sure the ball got down. And even then, even with the bobble out there was just no chance. There's a good hold over there, keeps things going. Nobody out, bases loaded. Certainly a time for Martinsburg to capitalize here and chip away at this lead.
Looks like a full infield meeting here for Petersburg, as an opportunity here in the bottom of the 3rd to put runs on the board for Martinsburg, who trail 7-0 against the Vikings. And it's now get into some March Madness, as that would be what's on our radio airwaves right now if we weren't. And I believe at the half it's North Carolina up against the 1-seeded Baylor. Is that right, Spencer?
Yeah, there's only one game going on right now. North Carolina, number 8, up 42-29 over Baylor at halftime.
I almost had that as an upset in my bracket, but I wanted to play it safe. Baylor. You fill out brackets over there, Tripp?
I didn't fill one out this year because I always, my brain tells me to to fill out the bracket kind of based on seedings and things like that, who I think is a better team or a larger school, and then end up rooting for the underdog. So I root against myself.
That's true. I did that when Kentucky lost.
I had
to
Virginia
St.
Tech
Peters.
in the Final Four.
Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking, but
My son had Kentucky in the Final Four. So.
I did as well, and here we are. Morris, after the team meeting for Petersburg concludes, off the bat, Seville. Fastball inside, taken ball one by Morris. Morris grounded out to the third baseman in his last at-bat. Now ducks on a pond with nobody out here in his second at-bat. Seville looking at his catcher, Arball, for the call. Likes what he sees. Wind up in the pitch from Seville. Fastball ripped into the backstop to even the count at 1 apiece.
So at the moment in Frankfort, Hedgeville's up 3-1, but Frankfort has the bases loaded with 2 outs. And Raleigh Bubba's pitching at the moment, so they're an out away from a win or a base hit away from a tie.
That could be interesting. Have to stay updated on that here throughout. Seville. Fastball just inside. Strike 2 to Morris, who looked like did not agree with that call there.
It
behind in the count.
Little in, little down, borderline. But he still has a strike left. It does change the at bat a little bit from a 2-1 to a 1-2 count. So that's a big call.
Morris swing and a miss for out number 1 in the bottom of the third. That'll keep the bases loaded. Brings up Edwards for Martinsburg.
The 1-1 call, that if he gets it and it's a ball, he has a couple of pitches to look at, but there he has to try to protect on that kind of off-speed pitch that floated outside there.
That's the third punch out by Seville today.
It was a big pitch.
Brings up Edwards' first pitch. Takes it for strike 1 on the inside corner of the plate.
And again, we see that fastball with that arm side run. I mean, it ran right in on Edwards. Started kind of off the middle and ended up, down and in by his knees.
A lot of movement there from Seville. Very impressive start so far. Only has issued 2 hits. Shutout right now for him as well. This pitch just breaks outside to make it 1-1 against Edwards.
Good pitch.
It was a good pitch. I thought that could have went either way, but
I thought it was a ball. I just thought it was a really good pitch to throw to the 4-hitter with bases loaded here. Not to give in, and but I think you're going to see the fastball that runs in this time, which is kind of, I think he's set up for that. But you see the catcher setting out, so out, I guess.
This fastball does get the outside corner of the plate for strike 2. So Edwards now behind. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bases are loaded for Martinsburg. No runs yet in this game against Petersburg. Down 7-0. Edwards wants to start the comeback. Seville trying to get out number 2.
Catcher setting up out again. See if he can go out there again.
Fastball ripped into right field. Over the head of the right fielder, Riggleman. And it's going to be a base clearing double. Might be a triple as the ball didn't get to the cutoff man. Sliding in safely is Edwards. 3-run score. It's 7-3 now. Martinsburg only trail by 4 in the bottom of the third.
That's how you turn a game around really fast right there.
And that's when you get base runners on, you have to, down, you have to make something happen. It appeared there after Morris had went down on strikes, he's striking out, and then Caleb got a few calls he didn't like that Martinsburg was going to kind of, how do I say this, kind of try. They need to conform to the umpire.
What do you think there, though, Trip? A triple?
Oh, I think it's a double with the throwing error coming in.
That's what I wasn't sure about, but just wanted to have a consensus.
It was a 3 RBI double with a throwing error coming in that allowed him to move up a base.
In that May 22nd matchup last year, Edwards had 2 doubles en route to 2 RBIs as well that day, or 3 RBIs and 2 runs. 2 walks.
Pitch from Seville to the designated hitter, Jacob Zittel, outside for a ball. So 2 outs. A runner on third. It's now 7-3. Petersburg still on top, but Martinsburg has chipped away this Vikings lead. Wind up in the pitch, a fastball right down the middle, called a strike against Zittel. Zittel grounded back up to the pitcher. His last at bat there in the second where he led things off.
Yeah, Zittel, I mean, that's the first time, last night Zittel and Edwards, neither one got the ball to the outfield. He kind of walked, struck out, hit the ball softly to the infield. So they need to,
swing and a miss for a strike to make it 2-2.
In those 4-5 positions, they need to hit the ball hard and find some gaps out there to maintain that position in the lineup. I think Siffer's done a great job in the 2-hole of setting the table there for those guys, and so these guys need to kind of get their part, get moving here. Finished off the year last year, both of them hitting really well, carrying the team, offensively at times. So
they'll wind up in the pitch. Caught looking, down goes Zittel.
Curveball froze him up
for
a little bit.
2.
It wasn't a great curveball by any means. And Zittel just, with that arm side run and that fastball that runs in, it makes it really hard to commit to a ball that's, that's on the inner half there as it breaks over. So helps to keep him successful out there.
First pitch from Seville to Lupus, swing and a miss for strike 1. Looked like it caught Lupus a little bit off guard as it just broke to the outside at the last second for that pitch.
We see the base on balls, the hit by pitch, and then the base hit. Loads the bases.
That one high and inside for a ball.
And he strikes out Isaiah and strikes out Zittel, but in the middle you find a double from Caleb Edwards. So he's, the free bases are always what's going to get you in these games.
Seville looking over at third base. Fastball just outside. One hops off the turf, but our ball able to keep it in front. Keeps the runner at third base, which is Edwards for Martinsburg. 7-3. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs in the bottom of the third. Petersburg leads.
After that 1-2-3 inning, defensively, to put some runs up here is exactly what the doctor ordered.
That fastball, high taken by Lupus for ball 3.
Hey, Trip, I don't know that you know this, but Colin's nickname is the Sports Doctor.
The Sports Doctor.
Because his dad is a doctor.
He is.
Swing and a miss from Lupus to make the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. An opportunity now for Petersburg to get back in at bat, end this third inning. Lupus trying to keep things alive for Martinsburg. Expect the runner on third base in Edwards to move at the crack of the bat. And it's going to be fouled over our heads. Keep the count at 3 balls, 2 strikes. 3-run inning so far for Martinsburg. Lupus trying to make it a 4-run inning and cut the deficit down to 3 runs.
Certainly Seville doesn't want to give in here and give up another run with first base open, but he doesn't want the inning to extend either.
Fastball outside, ball 4, so that advances Lupus over to first base. It went to the backstop, but Edwards stayed put on third as runners on the corners. Brings up Buber for the Bulldogs.
Carson Buber.
Carson Buber looking over at the head coach for Martinsburg, Aaron Byler, for the signal.
So now here's decision time, 2 outs. Runners on. Do you move Mike up? Is a risk worth the reward here? That's something that big baseball managers have to decide.
Seville fakes the throw over to third and then quickly pivots around to stare at first.
I think at this point, Coach Byler's going to opt to try to extend this inning as long as possible. There's been a couple walks, hit by pitch. So Seville's not really comfortable out there and just pound the strikes in at the moment.
Seville. Fastball fouled off over the head of the press box here for strike 1 against Buber. Buber reached first on an error by the shortstop. As the last at bat, that's the one that went into the glove of Mallow and at the last second dropped to the dirt.
The right fielder's leaving an unbelievable gap in right center.
Yeah.
That is very true. He's pretty close to that foul line there as Buber calls time and steps out of the box for a quick second. Regain his focus and steps back in. Seville.
He's probably 15 yards from the line and 50 yards from the center fielder, isn't he?
It's close as Buber again. It costs time. Chess match between Seville and Buber right now in this at-bat. 7-3, Petersburg leads Martinsburg in Game 1 of today's doubleheader. Throw over, little lollipop throw.
Good throw. He knows if he turns and gives his A move, the ball gets away, a run scores.
That's true. So you just want to keep things honest.
You just want to keep this. You want to keep the force intact here. Keep him going. Just don't want to give up second base. And there
Runner goes from first, and the pitch going to be bobbled by Arball. Advancing to second is Lupus. So now 2 runners in scoring position with a 1-1 count to Buber.
Great time to steal there. I don't know if they were tipped with the pitch. Now it's going to be off speed, but right after the pick.
Another off-speed pitch just misses the inside of the plate. Makes the count 2 balls and 1 strike to Buber.
If you can find a pitcher's tendencies, and kind of have a pretty good chance that he's going to be throwing an off-speed pitch or he's tipping a pitch, then it's a great time to steal, knowing you're going to get an off-speed pitch, especially one that like that one that was down.
Seville
opportunity
line
here.
up in the pitch to Buber. That one going to just miss very low, almost by Arball. Kept it in front of him. 3 balls, 1 strike now to Buber. Walk would load the bases and bring up Asanovich.
You have to tip your cap to Arball as a freshman. I mean, he's really played tough back there. I'm not sure, as a 9th grader, what kind of arm strength he can have on straight steals, but he's certainly blocking the baseball well and catching a good game.
Buber fouls this one off. Make the count 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runners on second and third. There's 2 outs in the bottom of the third. Buber trying to extend. It's runs on the board for Martinsburg. It's 7-3. Petersburg does lead, but it's been a 3-run inning so far for the Bulldogs. Seville. Pitch. Fastball called strike 3 to Buber. The 5th strikeout of the day for Seville puts down Martinsburg to end the 3rd inning, but not before 3 runs cross the plate. It is 7-3 Petersburg. Let's take a 1-minute break and then be back for the 4th inning. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Hi, this is Rob Mario. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call 304-262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Well, indeed, as we welcome you back here to P.O. Faulkner for the top of the 4th, as we were trying to do our best to keep track of the pitch count, and right now I got DJ Triggs at 66 pitches, and after that very long inning there for Seville, he's at 75 pitches.
That's definitely a spark. Pull a 7-run deficit seems like out of reach, but a 4-run deficit certainly after you've scored 3 doesn't seem such a mountain to climb. But if you can get DJ to settle in here, he's probably got a good 25 pitches left in him, for the day, and get him to settle in and finish strong. That'd be great. Even if he goes out with without the lead, to come in and settle down after getting up 6 in the first.
Newsom. First pitch swinging, bloops it into center field. It's going to drop over the head of the shortstop, second base, and in front of the center fielder for a leadoff single by the 9th batter in the lineup for Petersburg to start off this 4th inning.
Just bad luck there for Triggs. I mean, got soft contact. It just found the hole. Nothing he could do about it.
It's going to bring up Kirkendall here in the top of the 4th. First pitch, breaking ball, called strike one to Kirkendall.
So Petersburg here back to the top of the order. And they're coming back through. Kirkendall has a base hit, and he grounded back out to the pitcher. As this game gets a little closer, you may start seeing some small ball.
And a rip line drive right up the middle into center field. And it's going to be back-to-back singles for the Vikings. Start the top of the fourth. They want to make sure that the lead stays theirs and can add some insurance runs, and that's going to bring up Tingler with no outs. Runners on first and second.
Yeah, the future's bright. I mean, these young guys are playing well. You know, speaking with Coach Landis, like I said earlier, that those guys seem to have a deer in the headlights up at Taggart Valley, but they certainly have picked it up a pace here.
Scores down to Buttons. Tingler beautifully down that third base line, and he's going to get a single. The bunt works for Petersburg. Small ball loads the bases now with nobody out.
Yeah, you had to wonder when Petersburg was going to look for some insurance runs there. Perfect time to do it. Absolutely perfect time. You know, the coach and staff's not tremendously happy with the way that was defended. You know, slow getting to the baseball there, as you can, as the coaching staff has come off the buckets there to let the guys know out there.
Brings up Mallow. First pitch from Triggs outside, called by the umpire for a ball.
Colin, just kind of when we thought Triggs was settling in, now he's got bases loaded here, no outs.
And he's got Mallow
It's not fully been his fault. It's been three straight
I was
singles.
saying he was settling in here solidly.
The bats are alive for Petersburg. Is this one going to be ripped over to the second baseman, scooping it, firing it to first base from Buber to Edwards for the fielder's choice. A run crosses the plate. It's now 8-3 Petersburg over Martinsburg.
It's played by Buber. I mean, you know, they're back, of course, in the double plate depth. You wonder why he doesn't possibly take a shot at the double play, but he went for the sure route and at that point. So, you know, depending on what defense was on, but it would appear that, you know, the corners were up and the middle was back in double play depth. Maybe he didn't have good grip on it, I'm not sure, but didn't attempt a double play.
Triggs, first pitch to Seville, breaking ball, called strike one.
Being screened there by the runner as well.
Being screened, yeah, young. I mean, you still have, you know, the coaching staff at Martinsburg has to be happy with what they've seen out of Buber so far in 3 games, you know.
Swing and a miss from Seville for strike two as he wanted to get all of that pitch. It's no balls, 2 strikes to Seville. Triggs, 1 out, runners on second and third. Wind up and pitch. And it's going to be right over the head of Clement. Seville at first base, advancing over to second as the throw from the outfield goes to home. That's going to score 1. It's 9-3. Petersburg leads Martinsburg. And 2 runners again in scoring position now to bring up Van Meter.
Martinsburg's got a guy warming there in the bullpen, or 2 guys starting to just throw around here. And
but once again,
like
you
Coach
see
Byler's coming out.
Once again, you see where they've missed the cutoff man, allowed runners to move up. You know, small things that just kind of cost you. That's not indicative of the coaching staff. You see them out here working out, hitting cutoffs, you know, working on cut plays, and twice now we've seen the ball go all the way to the catcher on a single and in a run scoring. You've seen the ball come all the way into the catcher, allowing the guy to move up. So these are things I'm sure that the coaching staff are taking note of over there, and at this point, early in the season, a lot of things to work on.
Looks like DJ Triggs' day is done, so we're going to take a 1-minute break here during this pitching change, and then we'll get back to figure out all the switch-arounds. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg has a brand new list of daily specials. Monday, stop on in for burger night or enjoy a nice juicy steak every Tuesday and Wednesday. The Palace Lounge also offers freshly steamed shrimp Thursdays and chef specials every Friday and Saturday. Sunday is all-day breakfast and there are drink specials daily too. So come enjoy the Palace Lounge. You can find them on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard.
Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, where accident, injury, and disability lawyers with over 120 years combined local trial experience. When injury or illness has stopped you from working, you may be eligible for Social Security disability. Ron Harmon has been winning disability claims for over a quarter of a century. Don't hire some out-of-state firm. Ron Harmon's in Martinsburg. He will meet with you right here in our office. Get a local lawyer you can trust. Call 304-LAWYERS for a free consultation. 304-LAWYERS or 304-263-0900.
Welcome back here to P.O. Faulkner as we have a pitching change, and I'll allow Spencer to do it since that's his main read after he needs to wet his whistle here.
What? Why are you calling me out like that? Pitching change is brought to you by the Heffley Motor Company, located at 993 Hedgesville Road in Martinsburg. You're local. We're local, so why not buy local? I ride with them, so you should too. Go down and see Richie Heffley there, Chase Heffley, as well as son. Gave me a sweet deal, so he might give you a sweet deal.
Morse now on to pitch for Martinsburg. Runners on second and third. Morse's first pitch. It's going to be a check swing that fouls off the back of the bat for Van Meter for strike one.
There's one out, Chuck.
Just got to make sure everybody's good up here.
Yep.
Tripp helping everybody out. Glad to have him on the headsets as well with us. Morse. Fastball swing and a miss by Van Meter for strike two.
You're not going to find many better scoreboard operators and announcers than Chuck.
It's true.
First time we called him off with a bad count or a bad out, the out's incorrect.
It's 9-3. Called strike three. Morse gets his first strikeout here against Van Meter for out number two.
And he comes in and does it immediately upon coming in with the pitching change here. And that could give, they can get out of this inning, that could give Martinsburg some life.
You know, let's just talk about last year and this year coming in. You know, the coaching staff here still has to be.
First pitch swing, and that's going to be ripped by Travis into the shortstop. Clement gets over, fires over to first base for the third out. So two left on base, 2 runs across the plate. At the end of this top of the fourth, it's now 9-3 Petersburg. Let's take a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com. NMLS number 237527, equal housing lender.
A reputation for caring, a legacy of service. At Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, it's been our story since 1880. A family-owned business, we support the needs and wishes of families. We offer traditional services, as well as many options for cremation, customized remembrances, and pre-planning. Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations retains its family atmosphere and stays true to its roots. Contact us for advanced planning, or at your time of loss. We're here when you need us.
Welcome back here to P.O. Faulkner as we get ready to head into the bottom of the fourth. Martinsburg trails Petersburg 9-3 now after a 2-run top of the second there for Petersburg. Make it a 6-run deficit. And to lead off the fourth, it's going to be the 8-9-1 batters, Asanovich, Camby, and then Clement for the Bulldogs. Seville still pitching here for Petersburg. Pretty impressive outing so far for him. He has 5 strikeouts. The only inning he's really struggled in was that last inning where he had 35 pitches there and allowed the 3 runs that Martinsburg has had here in Game 1.
After the 2 runs that Petersburg puts up at the top of the fourth, Martinsburg finds himself in the same place they found themselves in the bottom of the first, down 6 runs. After scoring 3 in the bottom of the third to give 2 back up.
That fastball inside toward the chin of Asanovich, who had to go back like the Matrix for ball 1.
That's the one that Booper got earlier, that one that kind of got away and cut in on him up by the helmet.
Be interesting to see what he does here in the batter's box. It looks like he took a couple steps back, so let's see if Seville now works the outside of the plate. It looks like he tried to, but it was low, taken for ball 2 to Asanovic. Asanovic 0 for 1 today, rounded over to the third baseman in his first at bat there in the bottom of the second. Wind up in the pitch from Seville, right down the middle, fastball taken for strike 1 to make the count 2-1 to Asanovic.
Let's see if he digs back in a little tighter now. It's kind of the same spot still.
He starts off there closer to the line there in the third base box, but then takes a couple shuffle steps back as this pitch here taken for ball 3. It's 3-1 to Asanovic.
You know, Asanovic probably knowing that unless he DHs the second game, he may not get tremendous amount of at-bats the rest of the day, so he's going to want to capitalize on the ones he gets.
Very open stance as well, and takes this one for ball 4, so a leadoff walk issued by Seville to Asanovic to bring up Canby in the bottom of the 4th.
I don't see him catching 2 games in a row after a Friday night game. That would be 3 in 24 hours, less than 24 hours.
Looks like we're going to have a courtesy runner in for him as well, trying to see.
Probably Groves.
Who it is.
Isaac Groves.
Yep, it is. Isaac Grove there, now going to be the runner on first base.
Martinsburg again in a good spot. Now you've got Canby leading off basically with the man on first, which is a great spot with the top of the lineup right behind him, and he could, like I say, easily be in the top of the lineup.
Interesting shift here for the infield of Petersburg. The second baseman all the way back. First baseman standing there to make sure that Grove stays close to first. You got the third baseman all the way in on the infield grass, and then the shortstop there in Mallow kind of just in his normal position.
They have to be, for the third baseman to come up, they have to be thinking that Canby would be bunting for a base hit. No way he gives up an out here down 6 runs just to move a runner.
Bottom of the 4th, yeah. Seville, pitch, fastball going to be blooped up over our heads, out of play for the first strike to Canby. Good cut, just slightly off it. Runner on first base is Grove. Courtesy runner for Asanovic. Canby steps back into the box.
Canby in the 9-hole, but and talk about his speed, but he has power too. He's cleared this fence more than once at this ballpark.
Grove gets his lead. See if he goes here on this pitch. As Seville throws it. Runner goes. Throw from Arball. One hops the shortstop. Goes into the outfield, but still on the ground is Grove after the steal. So runner in scoring position with no outs, and a 1-1 count to Canby.
Testing the freshman there behind the plate. Coach Ballard over there giving the steal or giving the green light. I'm not sure, but Seville's starting to labor a little bit and didn't throw over, trying to get through the inning as he gets to the later innings. And Grove takes off, takes advantage of the freshman's arm.
This fastball high from Seville to Canby, taken for ball 2, makes the count 2-1. Canby walked in his only at bat so far today. Has an opportunity for an RBI now as Grove stands on second with nobody out in the bottom of the 4th. It's 9-3 Petersburg against Martinsburg. A fastball, another foul ball, this time over towards the right side over the first base dugout and out of play to even the count up at 2 apiece. Hudson Clement on deck. It was hit by a pitch in his last at bat. Canby. The 2-2 count against Seville. Seville's pitch. Breaking ball that stays high to make the count full at 3-2.
You see the third baseman's kind of still up, so he either tells me that he's respecting Canby's speed and he wants to, he doesn't want the ball deep in the hole.
Yeah, there's no chance that somebody bunts on a 3-2. It's
Not
pretty
down,
risky to
not
do down 6.
6.
Fastball ripped right past the glove of Seville.
Trouble.
Shortstop scoops it up. Mallow fires it over to first. It's off the glove of Tingler. And advancing from second to third now is Grove.
Canby hustled down the line.
Canby kind of slipped, lost his helmet. Let's hope he's okay as he's, I think, just trying to get some dirt out of his eyes. Gives a thumbs up over to the third base dugout. That's going to bring up Clement with runners on the corners and nobody out for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, so you got lots of speed over there. You're down 6, which isn't typically your best time to run. but also, you know, the risk reward isn't there. But with that kind of speed, how much risk is it? Because you know, what if he gets any kind of jump, he's stealing this base. The problem is, you know, you don't want to get, you know, picked off here. You don't want to get caught leaning. But
looks like we're gonna have a mound visit here. Everybody goes onto the turf there, and that last play, an error there against the first baseman, and now allows runners on the corners with nobody out for the Bulldogs, who trail 9-3 here in Game 1. It's a doubleheader today between Petersburg and Martinsburg. Most likely the game will conclude, or once the game concludes, it'll be half an hour in between games. You'll have Spencer Dupuis on the play-by-play for game number 2. This is Colin McLaughlin here
spots
for game 1. I'm alongside Spencer Dupuis as well as Trip Tobin. Avery Newport, our intern, for working the camera there. Nick Verzolini in the studio.
Talking to Coach before the game there, Petersburg coach Mike Landis, he said that he had, you know, probably his, and he didn't say his ace, but he said one of his better pitchers who could really bring it up in the 80s in Mallow. Asked him if we would see him today. He said, well, it depends on, you know, if we're still hanging on later in the game, you might see him to close things out. So exactly what he said is kind of happening here. He's going for the win, not saving his ace for game 2, so he's looking to at least, you know, hold this lead and possibly see how game 2 plays out. But at this point, he is certainly has said, hey, we got a 6-run lead. I'm going to my shortstop, my leader, and we're going to take a shot at winning this game 1 here. While we got a break, you know, I was talking about Hedgesville's game earlier. Hedgesville beat Frankfort today in their first game 3-1. And looks like the star of that game was Riley Bowie. Pitched a complete game 2 hitter. Also had a double and a couple of RBIs. So Hedgesville in game 1 at Frankfort came away with the win at 3-1. So again, we see Bub producing there and leading, being a big leader for that team. Also Braylon Connor with a double as well. And so Hedgesville has come away with the win after a long night and a long bus trip this morning.
New pitcher there in, and it is going to be Mallow for Petersburg. Now it looks like Seville just went over to shortstop, so it's going to be a simple switch there in the infield. Nobody coming off the very short bench for Petersburg today without 2 seniors.
In Martinsburg, you know, again, in this first and third situation, leadoff batter up. Probably not sure exactly what the call will be here on the steal, but we're going to keep looking. He's on the move.
Yep, and the catcher going to just throw it back to Mallow. And sliding in safely is Canby to have runners on second and third now.
And again, with Canby's speed, it just takes it to a different level of coaching. It's not, you know, it's not absolutely the baseball Bible to go there, but I think the risk and the reward is certainly calls for a steal there.
That pitch taken outside by Clement.
That's easy for me to say after, because I could up here we can do hindsight, but those are the decisions you make in every game and every pitch as you stand in that third base box.
Swing and a miss from Clement. Beautiful breaking ball there by Mallow to make the count now 2-1. Nobody out. Bottom of the 4th inning. It's Petersburg 9, Martinsburg 3, but runners on second and third for the leadoff batter in Hudson Clement, who we have seen have some power before in previous games as he takes this one for ball 3. Mallow just trying to find the strike zone here in his first batter of the game.
Hudson doesn't seem to be hanging that elbow or that forearm, so he must have shook it off pretty well. He'll feel it later. He's young.
And a fastball inside, ball 4. So Clement gonna be walked to load up the bases for Landon Sifford. Down by 6. Martinsburg with nobody out. Bases loaded. Saw it last inning, some struggles pitching-wise for Petersburg. Mallow, the only second batter that he's faced now will be Sifford.
Probably one of the hottest hitters in the lineup.
Really has to help out his team, yeah. Back-to-back singles so far today as he takes this pitch for strike one.
Sifford's seen the ball well last night, hitting the ball hard, hit it off the fence out there today. 2 solid singles. He's hitting the ball square.
He has 2 of the 3 hits so far for Martinsburg. Pitch from Mallow.
Big
Beautiful breaking ball there for strike 2.
Big curveball. Most movement we've seen today.
That was very impressive movement there by Mallow.
Now you got Sifford up on the plate now.
Mallow looking over to third base. Line up in the pitch. That one going to be an inside fastball. Called strike 3. Down goes Sifford. First strikeout now by Mallow, and the first out of the bottom of the 4th. Bring up Isaiah Morris, who's now pitching for Martinsburg. Started the day in right field. Wants to help out his cause and cut this 6-run deficit of Petersburg's.
Yeah, reminiscent of last year, he had a little bit of a slow start, and his first hit of the year was a grand slam, so that would be nice to see here at the moment for the home standing.
First pitch there, swung on and missed for strike 1 to Morris. Mallow checks back here. It's going to be a low fastball, goes behind our ball. No runners will advance. The count just goes to 1-1 as Morris steps out of the left-hander's batter's box.
It just stayed on the, turf, not the dirt, right where the...
That is tough to get used to.
This young man...
It is great turf, though. It really helps out checking the lines in the plate.
This young man behind the plate's done a tremendous job blocking the baseball. Especially for a freshman, to not have that much experience.
Another curveball just on the outside corner for strike 2 against Morris. So Mallow, after the first batter that he faced here in the 4th in relief, was a walk. Now an opportunity for another strikeout. You're struggling over there, Spencer. You all right?
Yeah, I'm just going to leave the door open.
You versus the door, and it's ripped right in between the second base and shortstop into center field. That's going to score 2 runs for Martinsburg. The 2-run RBI single by Morris makes it 9-5. Petersburg still in the lead. But now the deficit's only 4.
Great piece of hitting there because Morris, the pitch, we talk about umpires and they make, 90% of the calls, 95% of the strike and ball calls, no doubters. And that pitch there to Morris was the previous pitch was sort of outside and low and a curveball.
Morris is now going to have a courtesy runner enter in for him, and it looks like it will be Trey Spar.
So that particular at bat, he got down with 2 strikes. So for him to hang in there, not hang his head, and not blame it on the umpire there, because it was a pitch that was certainly borderline or beyond at that point.
That will bring up Edwards. Doubled in his last at bat and then reached on a throwing error to third base. Runners on first and second. Only 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. That pitch low for a ball to Edwards. Edwards, a big right-hander, up to bat against Mallow. Just came in here in relief this 4th inning. Edwards flies it out to right field, tracking it down. Driggleman, he's going to throw it to the cutoff man as Clement, the only runner to advance. 2 outs now. Runners on the corners to bring up the designated hitter and Jake Zittel.
Moved him up.
9-5. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Petersburg leads, but Zittel with an opportunity now to really help out Martinsburg if he can, with 2 outs and runners on the corners. Struck out looking in his last at bat. Grounded to the pitcher in his first at bat.
Got Spar over there, the pinch runner, 1st and 3rd, 2 outs. Still possibly a steal situation.
Mallow fakes a throw over to third, steps off the rubber, and looks over to first base now before.
See if Coach Ballard believes that they have that they can run at will here.
Spar, not much of the lead off first base there. Pitch from Mallow, right down the middle for strike 1 to Zittel.
Spar's getting his sign. Mallow's got the strike call there, so we're going to reset here. Wouldn't be surprised if he takes off.
Mallow looking at Arball. Zittel in the box, and he does his little fake pickoff over to third and then check at first yet again. As the runner's on the corners.
I've seen that
Martinsburg
move more times in the last 12 hours or 15 hours than I've seen in a year. I think Lane DeLauder did it 4 or 5 times last night.
Mallow curveball misses the inside corner, and that'll get Spar to steal second base for the Bulldogs. Now have runners on second and third with 2 outs.
Again, stealing later in the count like that tells me that either they have, they have control, or they picked a pitch off or picked off something, or just
fastball inside to Zittel, almost hits him for ball 2.
Finding a trend there that they're stealing on these off-speed pitches, which is great times to steal.
Wind is really picked up here at P.O. Faulkner, and it's going from right field to left field as Zittel backs, fouls this one off into the netting for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out, bottom of the 4th. It's 9-5 Petersburg against Martinsburg. Mallow trying to end this inning. He came into relief after that, and down goes Zittel, looking yet again for strike number 3. 2 strikeouts now by Mallow in that inning, but not before 2 runs cross the plate at the end of 4. It's Petersburg 9, Martinsburg 5. Let's take a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Hi, this is Rob Mario. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call 304-262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg has a brand new list of daily specials. Monday, stop on in for burger night or enjoy a nice juicy steak every Tuesday and Wednesday. The Palace Lounge also offers freshly steamed shrimp Thursdays and chef specials every Friday and Saturday. Sunday is all-day breakfast, and there are drink specials daily too. So come enjoy the Palace Lounge. You can find them on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard.
Welcome back here to P.O. Faulkner. It is 9-5 Petersburg leads as we get ready to start the top of the 5th here in Game 1 of the doubleheader. Single-A Petersburg Vikings on top of the Triple-A Martinsburg Bulldogs. Petersburg seeking its first win of the season. Martinsburg trying to improve to 3-0. First pitch from Morris. Taken ball 1 by Riggleman.
You're going to hear, regardless of how this game ends, you're going to hear the coaching staff talk about these men on second and third with 2 outs and taking called strike 3. You've seen a couple of the Martinsburg batters, including Zittel that last inning, leaving those RBIs out there and not get the ball in play at least, putting pressure on the defense.
Back-to-back strikes now by Morris to make the count 1-2 against Riggleman.
It's twice, with the men on second and third and 2 outs, they've taken third strike, so I'm sure you'll hear about
Morris
that in the postgame.
Gets the outside corner of the plate, called strike 3. Down goes Riggleman for out number 1. That'll bring up Arball, the catcher, freshman that's done pretty well behind the plate. Kept a lot of balls pitch-wise in front of him to make sure that no runners could advance so far today. Morris wind up in the pitch, and that one going to be another strike on the outside corner. It's time to Arball for strike 1. Arball, fielder, flew out to the first base in his last at bat as he swings through this pitch for strike number 2. Then walked in his first at bat and was later caught stealing there at second. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Morris wind up pitch. Fouled back into the netting. Keep the count at no balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Morris looks pretty settled in. He throwing well. He's looking confident, not It's 9-5, keeping his team, giving him an opportunity to come back. That's all he can do is just stop the bleeding, and he's done that so far.
Off-speed pitch just misses low. Make the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes to our ball.
He remembers that strike call that he got against him in the box there, and he wanted that strike call as a pitcher. You know, he wanted that borderline strike.
Fastball going to be fouled off over towards the fans there.
Down in the right field bullpen. Yep. Ball looked like it was going to be way out, and it come all the way back in.
The wind is blowing that way now, and slightly more from the right field side to the left field side. All the flags there on the outfield fence. Whipping back and forth. Morris, wind up. Pitch, and it's a curveball swung through and missed by Orball. Back-to-back strikeouts for Morris. Put 2 up, 2 down, and bring up Newsom for Petersburg.
Yeah, just what the doctor ordered here with with him coming in, stopping this bleeding, and getting these, giving his team a chance to come back if he can hold them at 9. If they continue to score runs, they're going to get this game out of hand. But it looks like Morris is going to come in and close that door.
First pitch again, called strike 1 against Newsom. Morris really working the strike zone here today for Martinsburg. Coming into relief for DJ Triggs as Newsom swings through this pitch by Morris for strike number 2. Morris trying to make Petersburg go 3 up, 3 down in this 5th inning. Has not been done yet today. Morris, fastball. Gets it. Strike 3. Down goes Newsom. 3 straight strikeouts in this 5th inning. Get Martinsburg back up to bat after this 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Hi, this is Rob Mario. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call 304-262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
We welcome you back here. Bottom of the 5th, due up for Martinsburg. Lupus, Buber, Sanovich. It is 9-5. Petersburg leads Martinsburg in game 1 of this doubleheader.
9 outs to go. Need 4 runs. Each one of these bats have to make them count. Can't give up any outs here. If Martinsburg expects to, get in this game and get this thing tied up, get the victory here.
Mallow still on the mound here after coming in relief last inning for Seville. Pitching pretty well. He had 2 strikeouts there in that last inning, as Lupus will be the first batter here in the bottom of the 5th for Martinsburg. He walked in his last at-bat, struck out looking in his first at-bat. Trying to get contact here and start a rally as Martinsburg trails by 4.
Yeah, needs a good quality at bat here to get on base anyway at all.
Mallow, fastball for his first pitch right down the middle, called strike 1 to Lupus. A 9-man bullpen, what I saw roster-wise for Petersburg.
Yeah, they should.
Out of the 15 guys on the roster, they're missing 2 though.
Yeah.
It's this one taken for a ball. We've seen 2 pretty good pitchers so far by the Vikings.
Yeah, his pregame, he said he had pitching, so that's what it takes.
That one hits the hip of Lupus.
Good job of Lupus just staying in there and taking that curveball, not bailing out and missing an opportunity to get a free base. So, you start to see Martinsburg turn the tide on the free base game here, taking their own walks, hit by pitches, cleaning up the errors, and letting Petersburg hurt themselves a little bit here.
It's going to bring up Buber. The runner on first and nobody out to start the bottom of the fifth here. Lupus. Slight lead there off first. Mallow. Pitch to Buber. Fastball right at the knees, called strike one to Buber.
Buber had a good at bat, at the time before. Then he's one of the guys that struck out there looking with some base runners. So he's young. He'll learn, getting a lot of experience. A name you're going to hear for years here at Martinsburg around the infield and top of that order.
Mallow's pitch, a wild one, so that's going to easily advance Lupus over to second base now, make the count 1-1 to Buber with nobody out. Things like that will help Martinsburg here try to chip at this 4-run lead for Petersburg.
Yeah, you definitely want to try to score every inning now. A couple runs and get within striking distance.
Mallow's pitch, low to Buber to make the count now 2 balls and 1 strike. The sun shining bright here at P.O. Faulkner.
Flags are flying. The wind just hasn't stopped here this spring so far.
Almost looks like one of the flags are about to fly off the pole as this pitch taken for ball 3.
Going to have to get Vic Lupus, who put those flags up, to go out there and do repair on that one out there in left center.
Yeah, that's the one that I'm looking at, the orange one. Just hanging on by a couple loops as Buber fouls this one off into the netting to make the count now full at 3-2. Mallow waits for a ball to get back to him. Stare down his catcher and R-ball.
Buber's having a good at bat here, forcing R-ball to throw the ball at the plate.
Wind up in the pitch, and that's going to be ripped over to the third baseman. Kirkendall dives on it, fires it over to Tingler, off his glove. Buber will be safe.
That was a great play by Kirkendall to knock the ball down, to jump up and make that throw. And he has the out if he just doesn't bounce the throw. But, I mean, top 10 stop over there, top 10 play on that stop, jumped up.
Still think it's an error, though, on the first baseman.
It has to be an error on the throw when he skipped it, yeah. If first baseman can't be expected to grab that hop, So, unfortunately, even after, because he made that great play, but what he did do was save a run and keep a double from going down the line, so.
First pitch swing, fouled off to the third baseline by Isanovich for strike 1.
That's just a great play, and unfortunately it ended up in a throwing error for him. But he's young over there as well. I believe he's just a sophomore, and playing big here today.
Runner on second and first. Nobody out here in the bottom of the fifth. Isanovich up to bat for Martinsburg. Petersburg's Mallow's pitch, a high fastball, even the count up at 1 apiece. Isanovich in his last at bat walked after 5 pitches and later on came across to score. It's the first of 2 in the last inning to score for Martinsburg to make it 9-5.
Oh, nice curveball.
Beautiful curveball again by Mallow.
He has a lot of movement
for
on
strike
that
2.
As good as we've seen.
If not the best that we've probably seen here for high school pitchers.
Just the best we've seen today, and probably last night even. Neither one of it didn't appear that Lane or Joe's curveball had a tremendous amount of movement last night. But
he gets another curveball, called strike 3. Down goes Isanovich, caught looking for the first out of this bottom of the fifth.
Ball seemed up a little, of course. You can hear everyone complaining about it. I can't really tell at this point, from this vantage point, but I do know it was up.
It's the 8th strikeout today for Petersburg pitchers.
Yeah.
On our cam here on TV 10 on the first base line fence, definitely looked a little up here.
Yeah. Well, we have that advantage, to have the replay, but they're going to have to, Martinsburg's going to have to swing the bat with 2 strikes.
First pitch swing and fouled off by Canby over the first base dugout for strike number 1. Runners on first and second, 1 out for Martinsburg. Mallow the pitcher for Petersburg. Second pitcher we've seen for the Vikings here in this first game. Mallow. Fastball outside for ball 1 to even the count at 1 apiece.
Again, big at bat here. With 1 out, man on first and second. Canby can figure out a way to get on base or get a base hit and score a run, and turn this lineup back over to Hudson Clement at the top. Be a huge at bat.
Mallow fouls that one right towards us, off the net for strike 2. Got to readjust the camera here.
There you go. He's
on
picking
our
up
net
on it
there.
over there.
Tripp helping out.
Cameraman.
Even working the camera
Cameraman
now.
Tripp.
Cameraman.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Canby. Mallow sets. Looks back at second base as there's runners on second and first. And he stumbles off the turf there.
Not sure if it wasn't a balk. I can't tell. He had to have disengaged. I can't really
They
tell.
don't call it, so.
He had to have
But
jump stepped.
interesting that he has to figure out that turf mound here.
Yeah.
Probably not used to it. Not
Yeah.
many turf mounds in this state. Pitch. Curveball just misses the inside corner of the plate to even things up at 2 apiece to Canby.
Also high as well there.
We seen last night when Lane DeLauder did the 3-1 pickoff move, and he kind of slipped coming back. So, yeah, these pitchers are, even though they're wearing cleats, that's still, it's kind of slick at this moment until it gets worn in a little. Brand new.
Line drive ripped. Gonna chop right to the center fielder. It's gonna be a single by Canby to load the bases.
He stayed on that curveball. Great piece of hitting by Canby to stay on that curveball. A lot of high school hitters have tremendous trouble with the curveball, and he just stayed back, didn't try to do too much with it. Made good solid contact and let the bat and his upper half string do the work there as he kind of just threw the barrelhead at it.
Newsom, though,
piece.
did pretty well to just keep it in front of him and make sure that the single wasn't an RBI one.
Lupus had to hang up there a little bit because it started to carry a little bit even after he had pretty much committed to third, and then he had to kind of turn and make sure it didn't get
Mallow,
caught.
fastball to Clement, swing and a miss. Strike 1 to Hudson.
If Hudson can get into one of them triples now, he can really tighten this game up.
Yeah, bases loaded. 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Martinsburg down by 4 against Petersburg. Mallow sets the delivery, a high fastball, evens the count up at 1 apiece. Hudson 0 for 1 today. He's been hit by a pitch and walked as well.
Martinsburg getting more patient here as we play at the plate.
He's going to ground it over top of the glove of Mallow. Bobbled by the second baseman. Everybody safe after it looked like Travis tried to stop on the bag but never had the ball. So that error is going to make it 9-6.
If there was an opportunity to get a double play on Hudson Clement, that would have been possibly a chance there as the ball went right to the second base. All you had to do was pick it up, tag the bag, and go across. But you had hustling Jordan Canby coming into the bag, and as it went under the glove of the pitcher, and then it just kind of kicked off the glove of the middle infielder there, and everybody's safe. So Landon Sifford, the hot bat, up to the plate.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a close one, even if they were
That
able
one's going to skip off our ball. He's unable to find it, but his pitcher helps him out. Nobody advances for ball 1 against Sifford.
When you have speed on the bases, it just creates chaos. It just forces you to do things quicker than you would like to do, and puts pressure on you. And when you put pressure on us, when you make mistakes, and you can just see where he was just looking ahead to make that play, and now, another error, and Martinsburg's moving. So it's starting to turn that free base game around for sure by now.
Mallow's second pitch to Sifford, taken for another ball to make the count 2 balls, no strikes. 1 out. Martinsburg down by 3 with the bases loaded. Sifford trying to help his team out.
Leading runner here in the box.
Fastball taken for ball 3. Sifford looks over to the third base dugout. Gets some commands there from some coaches and teammates.
After getting back-to-back base hits, struck out looking last time, he's looking to...
He takes ball 4. That's going to score a run. It's now 9-7. Martinsburg only trails by 2. Mallow now struggling here in this inning.
I was going to say he was looking to
Looks like we might have a pitching change, at least a mound visit here, so we'll have to wait and see if we need to do a timeout or anything. Let's take a 1-minute break, and we'll be back for more. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Heffley Motor Company, serving the Eastern Panhandle for over 17 years. Known for our wide variety of vehicles at great prices, we are the area's only pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer.
Save yourself time and money. Come see us. You'll be glad you did.
And don't forget our popular detailing service to keep your car looking brand new. We're proud to be your partner serving the community. You're local, we're local, why not buy local? Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
Welcome you back here, already in action. It's Morris up to bat. Took the first pitch, called a strike on the outside corner. Looked a little bit high. Mallow, still the pitcher, is this curveball. Breaks inside, evens the count up at 1 apiece.
Yeah, Morris is taking some tough borderline strikes. So yeah, that pitch there appeared to be up and out. And that first pitch, now we're at 1-1 with the curveball that went in the dirt.
Mallow, fastball, stays in front of our ball off the turf for ball 2. It's 2-1 to Morris. Bases loaded, 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. It is 9-7, Petersburg leads.
You got the corners up, the middle's back, playing for double play, and hoping the middle.
Mallow, another wild fastball, high and outside. It's now 3-1 to Morris.
Morris can just sit there and let Mallow walk him in if he continues in this trend of 1 strike every 4 or 5 pitches.
Mallow looking at Morris, wind up, pitch. Fastball inside, ball 4, another run's going to score. Back-to-back walks issued by Mallow. It's now 9-8. Martinsburg was down by 4, now only down by 1 after this 3-run inning so far for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, at one point in time in the second inning, they were down 7-0, you know, and finally scored a 3 in the bottom of the 3rd to get within 4. Now they've just kind of hung around and continue to chip away at it. You see out there on the scoreboard, 3rd inning, 3 runs, 4th inning, 2 runs. You know, 5th inning, 3 runs. Continue to put crooked numbers up each inning has allowed them to get right back in this game, and a golden opportunity here now to take the lead.
Have 1 out. It was a strikeout by Isanovich. Bases are loaded. It's Clement on 3rd as the first pitch to Edwards, taken for strike 1. Again, Clement on 3rd, Sifford on 2nd. Now on 1st is Morris.
Edwards can get that double down the line this time and clear the bases again. It would certainly light a big fire.
Martinsburg has not led yet this game as looked like might have been a slider taken for strike 2. Edwards has not really seen that pitch. It could have been a fastball with just some movement there at the end, but it's a pretty good pitch.
Looking at a slightly extended strike zone off, just barely, a little off the plate.
Mallow, pitch outside, taken for a ball. So it's now 1-2 to Edwards. Edwards 1 for 3 so far today. Last at bat was a fly out there to left. Edwards close in there on that inside of the right-handed box, and it's going to go by. Clement comes home to score easily. We're tied at 9 after the wild pitch. Evens the count at 2 apiece. Sifford also advances to 3rd. Morris advances to 2nd. Still 1 out. 9 all between Petersburg and Martinsburg in Game 1.
All the way back from 7 runs down, slow start, fear. There was the fear that Coach Bowler had when he said his team played a tough game last night and trying to rebound today with a little different atmosphere. And took them a little while, but now they're responding.
Mallow, pitch, swing and a miss. Down goes Edwards for out number 2. That will bring up the designated hitter, Jake Zittel.
Even striking out there is not the worst thing because you've got the ball game tied.
It's true, but you still have 2 runners in scoring position.
You do.
And Zittel, has really struggled today. 0 for 3, back-to-back innings, back-to-back strikeouts looking, and then in his first at-bat, grounded out to the pitcher. Takes this first pitch from Mallow high for ball 1.
Mallow just doesn't seem to have consistently being able to stay in the zone today so far.
Yeah, he's struggling for sure. And in the pregame, talking to Coach Landis, he had spoke highly of Mallow, so it's probably, I'm not sure this is indicative of how he generally pitches, but he's staying with him here, so he has some confidence in him, and he spoke highly of him in the pregame as well. So
it's been a 4-run inning so far. Swing and a miss by Zittel makes the count now 2 balls and 1 strike. Martinsburg, this will be the 9th batter so far this inning for them.
Jake is in a bit of a slump here. He ground out to the pitcher, back-to-back K. He's looking to make something out of this game this day.
Fouls this one way out towards the cars there in the parking lot. Hopefully didn't hit any of the cars out there. Otherwise they might have to get a new windshield.
Yeah, Zittel certainly it's tough when you're mentally hard on yourself. I know he's down a little bit, but he's just a hit or 2 away from breaking that little bit of a slump, I guess you could call it. And early in the season, I'm not sure if you
2 balls, 2 strikes. Wind up in the pitch from Mallow. Call on strike 3. Down goes Zittel yet again. Another strikeout will end the inning, but we're tied up at 9 after 4 runs across the plate. We'll head into the 6th at 9 apiece after this 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Are you considering selling your home and don't know where to start? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Phone Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams at 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
Welcome back here. Top of the 6th we go. Morris on the mound still for Martinsburg as they score 4 runs in the bottom of the 5th to tie things up at 9 apiece against Petersburg. Petersburg started out with a 7-0 lead, but Martinsburg has been able to fight back. 3 runs in the 3rd, 2 runs each in the 4th, and then 4 runs last inning for the Bulldogs, and here we are, 9-9, and it is the top of the lineup due up for Petersburg. Kirkendall takes the first pitch against Morris, called strike 1 to start the 6th.
And you have to really tip your hat to Morris for coming in and slamming that door. They were putting pressure on DJ every inning.
Strike 2 against Morris. This could be the 4th straight strikeout for Morris going back to last inning if he can get Kirkendall out here. Wind up. Pitch, and he does. Swing and a miss. Down goes Kirkendall.
Great job.
Morris.
A couple hits on the day.
Come in and dominated so far against the Vikings. That brings up Tingler. We saw an impressive outing for him. I think he had, 7 strikeouts there in that East Hardy win? Final score 27-2 in the 4.5 innings.
Strikeouts.
5 strikeouts it was?
3 innings.
All righty, here we go as Tingler swings through this one for strike 1.
He had a bit of a short start after the game got out of hand. His coach, his staff pulled him out, made sure he was available for this weekend, of course. And but yeah, impressive, and really impressive right here when you're talking about, you're talking about coming in when you're don't have the lead, and just kind of closing things down so your team can catch up. It's just
back-to-back
impressive.
Fastballs low and outside by Morris. So the count now 2 balls and 1 strike against Tingler.
Yeah, I mean, he's done a heck of a job coming in here and, slowing things down offensively there for the Vikings as the Bulldogs here trying to get back into it, and they've tied the ball game.
Well,
You can see Tingler
when
take strike 2.
When your pitcher's dishing out walks and runs find their way on the board, and it puts pressure on your defense. When you're around the strike zone, pitching to contact, and good things happen.
Tingler makes contact, sends it out to right field, backtracking as well, makes the catch for out number 2.
Ball carried and carried. You can see how it carried also to his right, our left. It carried deeper and it carried to the left as it went off the bat. This wind here.
But that time we didn't have a hat fall off.
No, he kept his hat on.
Yeah. Haven't seen that much today.
Looks like Campy's hats fell off. So he
I was about to say, Campy, who had to back up Wilt there, readjusting his hat. That brings up Mallow.
May have to put the old bobby pin in that one, keep it on.
Wind up in the pitch from Morris to Mallow. Low and outside, taking ball 1.
Some of those guys wear their hat on top of their head like that. They don't kind of pull it down.
That's true. Morris sets.
Certainly Campy has that look of a baseball player.
Mallow steps into the box to wind up in the pitch. Just outside, almost hit Mallow, but was able to dodge it in that left-handed box. 2 balls, no strikes to the pitcher and Mallow.
Yeah, got away from him a little bit there.
Just a little inside.
Way inside. I was about to say. Surprised that Mallow didn't just let it hit him and take the free base because it was right at his hips. Swing and a miss. A big cut there. Drops Mallow to a knee for strike 1 to make the count at 2-1.
When Mallow came in after speaking with Coach Landis, earlier before the game, it really, wouldn't have surprised me had he shut the door and Martinsburg just fought and got Mallow on his heels and got after him.
Pitch from Morris, low and outside, past the glove of Vasanovich, makes the count now 3 balls and 1 strike. Morris, pitcher from Martinsburg, down in this count.
You never want to get
an opportunity still for 3 up, 3 down.
You never want to get a little wild here, but at least nobody's on base.
Yeah.
And he walks him.
Not what you wanted there. You want to keep the pressure on him.
That'll bring up Seville with a runner on first and 2 out. Morris. Looks like might have some tightness or something going on with either his glove or his pitching arm, just stretching out there.
Yeah. They don't hurt too much after strikeouts. They hurt after walks. I say that in jest.
Throws over to first. Sliding in safely is Mallow.
Yeah,
almost at 30 pitches now in relief for Morris. Seville back into the box. Morris sets. The delivery. Breaking ball just outside for ball 1.
He kind of curled in. Might have curved in behind the plate and up a little.
Yeah, it's hard to see here from our angle.
Didn't break enough to get in the zone.
So 1 ball, no strikes. Fastball outside. Runner going. Throw was in time, but Clement didn't get the tag on in time, so Mallow safe at second on the steal.
Yeah, Sanovich threw it to the wrong side of the bag there, but he had a good strong throw, and the young man had to wait for the lefty to come home, so he didn't get the greatest of jumps, so Sanovich had a chance there. Just missed the mark by just 2 or 3 feet to his left. But if it's on target, he throws him out there, as he did earlier.
Looks like a time will be called and an intentional walk now to put the force out back on. So Seville now will be at first, Mallow at second. There's 2 out, and that'll bring up Van Meter. Interesting strategy there with a tie ball game in the top of the 6th at 9 apiece between Petersburg and Martinsburg. Let's see if it pays off for the Bulldogs.
Well, Seville's been a tough out. He's a senior been around for a while, so.
Morris's first pitch, a breaking ball low for ball one on the inside corner of the plate.
They're opting to go after the sophomore here.
Van Meter did strike out looking in his last at bat. That was the first batter that Morris faced and seemed to struggle here past few batters as Sanovich goes out, meets his pitcher Morris just to calm him down a little bit here.
Yeah, he was on a tear there. A lot of Ks there.
Yeah, he had 4 straight strikeouts, and then after that, the fly out by Tingler. But since then, a walk, and then an intentional walk. Now here we are. 1-0 count to Van Meter, steps out and calls time.
Yeah, Morris was in the windup. He had to get in the stretch there, so he had to call time and step back. He had set up in the windup.
Morris, fastball just catches the outside corner. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike against Van Meter.
Big spot here, 2 outs. You know, Martinsburg had failed to get a couple of 2-out hits. There's 3 different times they had base runners in scoring position with 2 outs and took strike 3. So, you know, Van Meter has an opportunity to.
Van Meter pops this one up. Asanovich trying to track it down behind the backstop, goes right behind him. The ball drops for the foul ball to make the count now. 1 ball, 2 strikes, but Asanovich had the opportunity there and just missed it.
Tough play. You know, he got turned around looking for the baseball. Came over here to our left side, up the third baseline, over by the brick wall there, and again with this wind here up there, it's really tough. But then he ended up overrunning it a bit. He fell in there behind him. Would have been a big out. Morris would have loved to have had it.
Van Meter back into the box. 1-2 count. Morris looks over at the runner at first and second. Line up in the pitch. Fastball outside, taking ball 2 to Van Meter. 9-9 is your score. Petersburg tied with Martinsburg in the top of the 6th. The Vikings up the bat.
The last out of the inning, the last out of the game, they're always the toughest. Just get the first 2 outs and then.
Morris. Van Meter fouls it off into the backstop to stay alive at 2-2.
So there's a situation where you see their batter has kind of he's not going to leave it up to the umpire. So maybe the pitch was off the plate a little bit, but basically, based on some of the strikes that we've seen, the strike zone extended slightly, and that's been consistently extended. So hats off to him for taking a cut at that one.
Breaking ball behind Van Meter. Sanovich able to still catch it, but stealing third base is Mallow to put runners on the corners now.
He either lost that grip or something, but it started about the on-deck circle and came in behind his back.
Count full to Van Meter. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Morris sets. Looks over to first. Wind up, pitch. Fastball going to be ripped foul. Way out of play over
Didn't find a car.
to the first base side. Keeps things alive, though, with the count full.
So you got count full. You got runners on first and third here with 2 outs. So you're going to have that runner moving. So if he were to get a ball down there in the gap, you're talking definitely scoring from first.
Petersburg trying to retake the lead. Van Meter, the left-handed batter. Pitch from Morris. Swing and a miss. Down goes Van Meter.
Good pitch. Up in his hands. Great pitch. Great out pitch.
Morris able to make sure no runners score here in the top of the 6th. Keeps things tied at 9. Let's take a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Are you considering selling your home and don't know where to start? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Phone Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams at 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
Welcome back here to P.O. Faulkner. Heading to the bottom of the 6th. It's Lupus, Buber, Asanovich due up for the Bulldogs. In game 1 of today's doubleheader between Petersburg and Martinsburg. We're tied up at 9. It was a 7-0 lead for Petersburg through 2. Martinsburg was able to cut into the lead in the 3rd to make it 7-3. Top of the 4th, Petersburg scored 2 more to make it 9-3. And since then, it's been 6 straight runs for the Bulldogs to tie things up. Last inning, everybody got in that bet for Martinsburg. And Lupus started off the inning by getting hit by a pitch last time against Mallow.
Yeah, Lupus kind of started things off. He's had a strikeout, a walk, and a hit by a pitch, so he's looking to get the bat on the ball, I'm sure, here at this at bat. But he's got to go in leadoff role here. He's probably going to have to take a pitch or so to just see where we're at this point, to see if he can work another another free base out of this at some point in time, maybe a walk or something, and not swing the bat maybe till he gets a strike, possibly at this situation.
Mallow pitching, Lupus up the bat. Bottom of the 6th, the first pitch. Taken outside for ball 1 by Lupus.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he's taking it until he gets a strike here, try to get a runner on base anyway at all.
Mallow.
What?
Fouls off by Lupus, evens the count at 1 apiece.
But what do I know?
One over our heads here in the press box.
Nice press box.
It is a great press box. Tripp did hard work here during the offseason to improve it. Improve the field as well as this pitch by Mallow low into the turf, which is another thing that Tripp helped get set up here at P.O. Faulkner.
Didn't do too much with the turf, helped Buzzy some, but the press
That's
box
true.
was part of our Legion contract to use the field this summer, so he had asked to clean this place up a little bit. That'd be one of the things that we could do, as opposed to just writing a check. We did some service around here at the park to honor a contract so that he can honor his half here in the summer, so we can continue to offer Legion baseball. But it did turn out quite nice. I appreciate that.
Yes,
Thank
it
you.
does. Lupus found that pitch off to even the count at 2 apiece. Mallow. Lupus makes contact. A high fly ball out to right field. Right fielder can't find it. Loses it in the sunlight. It falls in front of him. Riggleman able to pick it up. Sliding safely into second is Lupus.
Good job of Lupus recognizing the right fielder had lost the baseball. He was looking at the center fielder thinking,
Yeah,
hey,
I think at first he thought that Newsom was coming in on it. Newsom thought that Riggleman was, and then Riggleman just couldn't find it. That'll bring up Buber with a runner in scoring position. Rule that as a hit or an error. I don't know. It's tough on these situations like that.
It almost has to be a hit because, there's not much that he could do there. You're looking into the sun. He just didn't.
He didn't bobble it or anything. He just couldn't see it.
Yeah, it's routine on any given day, but it just depends on the sun. And
Buber, first pitch swing down the third baseline into the outfield. Rounding third, heading home is Lupus, and for the first time today, Martinsburg leads 10-9 over Petersburg. An RBI single by Carson Buber.
Great piece of hitting there. Great to get it along the line there and able to get into the outfield and score a run here and put Martinsburg in a situation where if they can have good pitching, good defense next inning, then they can finish up early here.
It's
and get
really
ready
been
for
the
second
bottom
game.
of the lineup to step up this game for Martinsburg to get this comeback. Squares down to bunts. Asanovich pulls it back at the last second for ball 1.
the ball was hit down the line. The left fielder got there quickly, and he had the ball in his hand about the time that Lupus hit third base, but he went directly to second, not even attempting a throw home. It could have been a closer play at home, I believe, but he just went directly to second base and just let Lupus come on around and score.
Sonovich squares down to bunt again, pulls back, runner, Buber going from first, stealing second safely. The throw, one hops into the dirt. So nobody out, runner again on second base. 2 balls, no strikes to Sonovich.
Back to Tripp's point there, and it's kind of interesting where we are in the ball game that you're going to do that and not go for the lead runner there going to home plate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, he apparently felt like he didn't have a shot, and the shortstop had lined up, for second.
Line drive ripped to the shortstop. He makes the grab. Seville trying to beat Buber running back to second, but Buber able to slide in safely to avoid the double play.
I mean, that was a great play all around. You get the ball hit on the nose by Sonovich, should be a base hit. Seville screened by Buber, still makes the catch, and Buber's smart enough to to not take off for third and retreat back. So it was just a great baseball play by all 3 young men.
Mallow looks back at second, wind up pitch. It's going to be a first pitch swing by Canby. That's going to hit the right center field gap, rolls all the way to the wall. That's going to score 1. Rounding second, heading to thirds, Canby. Can he go all the way? No, it's a stand-up triple. Canby makes it 11-9 Martinsburg in the bottom of the 6th. We're going to dub that a Tripp's flooring triple now for you there, Tripp.
That was a good one. He got into that one. I knew when it hit the ground he was getting 3 out of it. And if that cutoff man so much as bobbles the ball, he's coming on home. He just has that kind of speed. And he gets around the bases, runs the bases really well, cuts the corners, takes the shortest path, and hitting the ball really well. Like I said, he could easily be in that top spot of Hudson Clement.
Maybe we'll see next game he gets that top spot of the lineup. That'll bring up Hudson Clement.
Always good to see insurance runs being tacked on here.
Mallow's first pitch to Clement. Fastball taken, strike 1.
Again, the defense is back, and I'm not sure why they're not cutting off this run. I mean, all Clement has to do is put the ball on the ground. I mean, at this point, the defense should be up on the grass. They don't want to go down 3 runs on a ground ball. So, not sure the defense is, and at this point, they need to be stopping that run over there, not going down 3.
Calling out here flinching as the ball comes back up to the netting right in front of us.
Calling me out like that.
I mean,
you get mad when I call you out.
Hey, people could hear you. You did say flinch.
I mumbled it. Maybe I was saying you flinched.
I didn't.
1-1. Blooper over the top of the second baseman, and that's going to be an RBI single. 12-9 Martinsburg leads after that for Hudson Clement. His first hit of the day. Martinsburg putting more runs on the scoreboard. Hadn't led since this inning, and now up by 3.
Coach Byler's got to be happy with the way that his players have responded after giving up that early, 7 runs through 2 innings there. How his team's responded after that slow start.
He'll be pleased with that. He'll just be not pleased with the slow start.
Yeah, that's true.
Hudson running from first. Easily in at second as the ball goes into the outfield, but he wasn't up in time to see if he wanted to stretch it out for a double steal. But it's going to be 1-0 to Sifford. 1 out, runner on second. Petersburg is really falling apart. It looks like they have somebody warming up over on that first base bullpen as well. Clement on second. Sifford up the bat. Mallow looking back at his shortstop in Seville. Fastball ripped down the third base line. It's fair. Sifford rounding first. Clement rounding third. It's going to go all the way towards the tarp, and it's going to be a stand-up RBI double by Landon Sifford. 13-9 now. Martinsburg leads in the 6th.
Great piece of hitting by Landon. He just continues to see the baseball well. Drove it down the line. The steal of Hudson Clement, he gets him to score easily. I'm not sure anybody this year is going to throw out Clement or Canby on a straight steal. And to have those 3 guys, 1, 2, 3 like that it's a tough out. It's tough on the defense, tough on the pitcher as they come through. And now you get into the power part of the lineup here. And they start producing. Watch out.
Morris up to bat for the Bulldogs. The pitch from Mallow. First pitch swinging. It's a grounder to the second baseman. Travis fires it over to Tingler in time for out number 2. The fielder's choice advances Sifford to third. That'll bring up Edwards with 2 out. Edwards struck out in his last at-bat, flew out in the at-bat before it, but he does have one hit today, and it was a double that kind of stretched over almost into a triple, but there was a throwing error, which is why he got to third base in the second. Runner on third. It's 2 out. Bottom of the sixth. 13-9 Martinsburg leads Petersburg. First pitch from Mallow. Fastball down the middle. Taken strike one by Edwards. Martinsburg at 1 point trailed 7-0 against this single-A side of Petersburg from Grant County. Mallow's second pitch, swing and a miss from Edwards, taking strike two.
Really nice curveball there, off speed. Edwards way out in front. So, but yeah, Martinsburg has used that formula of just chipping away at it. 3 runs, 2 runs, 4 runs. Now they're just found themselves in the driver's seat suddenly after being down, 7-0. Just didn't give up. So.
Yeah, Petersburg will be down to its final 3 outs, and a check swing he goes. Edwards going to be tagged out for the strikeout on the drop third strike, but not before 4 runs cross the plate again. Back-to-back innings for the Bulldogs. They now lead 13-9. We'll head to the 7th after this 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio, WRNR, TV 10. Overtime.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Are you considering selling your home and don't know where to start? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Phone Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams at 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
Back here for the 7th inning, and it looks like we'll have a pitching change for Martinsburg. Your pitching changes brought to you by the Heffley Motor Company, located at 993 Hedgesville Road in Martinsburg. You're local, we're local, so why not buy local? Spencer rides with them, so you should too. Into pitch now will be from third base, number 10, Michael Lupus, trying to close things out for the Bulldogs here in the top of the 7th as they lead 13-9.
So the freshman, Oviedo, comes in to play third. Looks like he came in Caleb Edwards' spot because Morris has come to first, and Wilt has stayed in right. As Morris came off the mound, he goes to first. So Caleb Edwards has been defensively replaced by Oviedo here as Lupus went to the mound.
Up the bat is Travis for Petersburg. Lupus's first pitch taken by Travis for strike number 1 here in the 7th. Petersburg down to its final 3 outs possibly, unless they can score 4 and tie things up, as this pitch from Lupus taken by Travis for ball 1 to even things out at 1 apiece. It's the 6, 7, 8 batters due up here for the Vikings of Petersburg High. Lupus's quick fastball taken by Travis for strike 2.
Travis put the ball in play every time. He's hit the ball second. He flew out to third baseman and ground to a 6-3. So look for him to put the ball in play here.
So far he's not swung his bat here against Lupus. Does so this time. It's going to be a chopper to Boober. Boober fires it across to the first baseman. Morris makes the catch for the out. Down goes Travis for the first out of the top of the 7th inning. That'll bring up Riggleman. Riggleman, the right-hander, steps into the box. Struck out looking in his last at-bat. Flew out in the 3rd in the at-bat before that, and then in the 1st inning, struck out swinging. Lupus's first pitch into the turf, taken ball 1 by Riggleman. Martinsburg trying to complete the comeback. Lupus's fastball on the outside corner, taken by Riggleman for strike 1. 1-1's the count now to Riggleman.
Riggleman's got a couple of strikeouts today. Fly out to center.
Another fastball swung behind it is Riggleman for strike number 2. Lupus trying to make quick work here. He's already ready to go for the next pitch. The windup in the delivery. Fastball outside. Goes to the backstop for ball 2.
Riggleman trying to get that ball out there in the right field and let Wilt have to look into that sun like he did last inning.
Waiting for the umpire to get the ball that went to the backstop. He's in position. Everybody else is in position. Lupus wind-up pitch. Breaking ball. Bounces in front of the plate. Counts now full at 3-2 against Riggleman. On deck is Arball for the Vikings. Full count to Riggleman with 1 out, nobody on base in the top of the 7th. Lupus sets. Here's the payoff pitch. It's low. Taken ball 4 by Riggleman for the walk.
Sets up a potential double play here to get out of the game.
That's true. That would end the game, Spencer.
Certainly want to, you don't want to give 3 bases away there at that point, but you know. 4-run lead. You have to just attack the hitters here, which I'm sure he'll do. I'm not sure if he'll put too much attention on the runner here, but he's certainly being told by his coaching staff to attack these hitters and pitch to contact here.
First pitch by Lupus, a fastball down the middle, called a strike against Arball.
Not really a running
Might have been more
situation.
of a change-up than a fastball there.
Not much of a running situation here, but you know, again in high school, he's got a good lead.
Lupus. Pitch to Arball, fouled off for strike number 2. It's 1 out. Runner on first base. Martinsburg leads Petersburg 13-9 after scoring 4 in the bottom of the 6th to take first lead of the game for the Bulldogs. Lupus throws it over to Morris at first base, sliding in safely is Riggleman just before the tag. Stepping back into the box is Arball. Wind up in the pitch. It's going to be blooped over our heads in the net. Out of play. The count remains at 0 strikes. Petersburg trying to start a comeback of its own after leading a majority of this game. Lupus fires it over to first. Sliding in time again safely is Riggleman. Morris holding on to the runner there as tightly as possible as Lupus sets. Wind up in the pitch. It's going to be outside over towards the left-handed batter's box for ball 1.
He's really in the left-handed batter's box.
It looked like Lupus just carried that one, kind of pushed it, try to place it, and that's just something you really can't do with the curveball. You have to just command it, drive it down, you find your release point.
Ripped toward the third base side, just foul. Count remains at 1 strikes for Arball. Arball 0 for 2 so far today. He struck out in his last at-bat in the 5th. Flew out to the first baseman in the 3rd. As he hits this one foul over the press box and out of play.
Straight back.
Still 1-2 to Arball for Petersburg with a runner on first and 1 out in the top of the 7th. Lupus nods. Gets the call from Asanovich. Looks behind him. Twice. Breaking ball, it's going to be chopped. Lupus off the mound, scoops it over to Morris at first for the fielder's choice. Going over to second to Riggleman, but there's now 2 outs, which means Petersburg's down to its final out. The 9th batter in the lineup, Newsom, up to bat.
Yeah, he threw a curveball there, and the young man just got what they call a nubber, just got it right off the end of the bat, just kind of spun up the line there. Picked up by Michael Lupus, and over to Morris.
Lupus wind up, pitch, fastball right down the middle to Newsom for strike 1. 2 more strikes needed for the Bulldogs to get the win here and improve to 3-0 on the season. Runner on second, 2 outs. Lupus, fastball, it looked like it hit something. I don't know if it was Newsom or his bat.
Got him in the handle, yeah. Looks like he got the knob of the bat as he dropped.
So that's going to be a foul ball. Make it 2 strikes now. Unfortunate for Newsom.
Yeah, that's a tough spot right there. I mean, if that thing goes fair, it's game over. You know, Saunders picks it up and tags him.
Lupus sets, wind-up pitch, fastball, called strike 3. Down goes Newsom. Martinsburg wins. Final score, 13-9. Comeback completed for the Bulldogs in game number 1 against Petersburg. Let's now take a 2-minute break, and then we'll be back for the Palace Lounge post-game show. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Ever try to collect on an insurance claim? Perhaps a homeowner's claim, auto accident, or fire. Insurance companies collect money from you for protection should something bad happen. And when it does, they don't want to pay, or they offer too little. At Mansion Ferretti, we have an attorney who worked defending insurance companies and knows all the dirty tricks they play to deny or lowball your claim. Call us today for help in getting what you really deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
The game may be over, but don't go away just yet. We've got a complete game recap, analysis, stats, the player of the game, and we'll prepare you for our next broadcast. All on the postgame show. Today's game broadcast has been brought to you by
Cody's Auto Body, Laddie's Bar and Grill, Trips Flooring, The Mortgage Center, Gary Kelly Allstate Insurance, Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, the Heffley Motor Company, the Palace Lounge, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, Milestone Realty, and by WVU Medicine, Berkeley, and Jefferson Medical Centers.
So let's return to the field and rejoin our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
And now let's give you our quick read here as we enter the Palace Lounge post-game show, brought to you by the Palace Lounge on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg, with a full lunch and dinner menu, daily specials, and a clean, comfortable atmosphere. Check them out on the Palace Lounge Facebook page. Again, final score, Martinsburg 13, Petersburg 9. And now let's go into today's game summary, brought to you by the Farmer Mechanics Insurance Company. When it comes to your home, auto, farm, or business, they're trusted, reliable, and experienced. Call them at 304-263-0809. And it looks like 10 hits for Martinsburg with the 13 runs, only 8 hits for Petersburg with the 9 runs. Martinsburg, it looks like, finished the day with 5 errors. I have them at, compared to Petersburg with only 2. But even with all those issues, down 7-0 at the start, it was a comeback victory for the Bulldogs, Trip.
Yeah, they come back, certainly it's that 7-0. Things didn't look well, and Seville seemed to be cruising there through the lamp the first time. And actually, partway through the second time, started losing control a little bit. Martinsburg, picked away at it, scored a couple runs here and there. Didn't give up a few runs, but I think, the big story there in the middle was Isaiah Morris coming in, and he was really effective on shutting the door and giving Martinsburg an opportunity to come back. And in those 3 innings, he threw a 1-2-3 strikeout inning, and then come back, got 2 quick outs. So he had 5 outs right quick as Martinsburg was chasing Petersburg down and gaining ground on him. So yeah, it was a great day at that point. I'm sure Coach Bauer would like to forget about the first couple innings, and he's not going to be happy about the 2-out hitting, the guys left on base, or even the errors again today, the second chance. They got giving these guys second chances at the plate, and but he has to be happy that his guys fought back and didn't just lay down as well.
Your winning pitcher for Martinsburg is Isaiah Morris. The losing pitcher for Petersburg will be Mallow. Your game stats were brought to you by Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. Buying or selling a home, call them at 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. We'll take another 2-minute break, and then we'll come back, give you the player of the game here on the Palace Lounge post-game show. This is West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV10. We're back in 2 minutes.
Hagerstown Ford continues to be your leader in car sales up and down the I-81 corridor. We will beat any and all competitors' prices, and we've made buying a new car easier than ever with one-day delivery better than Amazon and a return policy better than Walmart. Your satisfaction is our guarantee. If you don't like it, simply return it and we'll come pick it up. No questions asked. Why would you shop anywhere else? At Hagerstown Ford, we take great pride in our community and supporting our local student athletes. That's why Hagerstown Ford is the official car dealership of Shepherd Rams quarterback Tyson Bagent. Our remote buying process has made new car shopping so easy, you'll never even set foot in a dealership. Simply go to HagerstownFord.com and click on the car you want to buy it, or use the Axle Auto app. It's that easy. You can order your new car on any device. Go to HagerstownFord.com and get your new car signed, sealed, and delivered from Hagerstown Ford.
Hello?
We're here again 3 times in the past 2 days.
You're where?
Bechtel Jewelers. Look.
Can Mom hear you?
No, she's in a diamond coma. Get her the pendant, or I will.
Hey, that's my credit card.
What? Can't hear you, Dad. You're breaking up.
It's going to take more than a crying baby to wake her out of this diamond coma. You're going to need a mega dose of jewelry from Bechtel Jewelers.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs. Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
Welcome back here to P.O. Faulkner. Colin McLaughlin here alongside me is Trip Tobin on the Palace Lounge post-game show. Our crew producing is Spencer Dupuy. Cameraman is our intern, Avery Newport. Back at the studio, you will hear from shortly is Nick Verzolini. Final score, Martinsburg 13, Petersburg 9 in Game 1 of today's doubleheader. Let's now give you our WVU Medicine Player of the Game, brought to you by WVU Medicine, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare here and everywhere. And I know we were talking about it at the break, Trip. You had it narrowed down between 2, but who are you giving it to?
Well, the 2 I had it narrowed down to was Isaiah Morris and Landon Sifford. Sifford's just been extremely hot here at the plate, give Martinsburg opportunities to keep innings alive, drove some runs in, and runs were at that time, when they were down and he could have just went up there and had some selfish at bats, but he chose to stay in there, get some singles, get some doubles, turn the lineup over. He has all that speed in front of him. So, my other candidate would have been Isaiah Morris. Has he come in and shut the door down, give those Martinsburg bats a chance to come back. But I think I want to stick with Sifford. 3 hits in a day. When you're down 7-0, 9-2. And then when he come in, has a big hit there later in the game. I think I have to give it to him. 3 hits in a day is a tough thing to do.
All right, there you go. That's our WVU Medicine Player of the Game. We're going to now take another 2-minute commercial break. After that, you'll hear from Nick Verzolini, who will have your Modern Realty Results post-game scoreboard show. We'll talk about some games around the EPAC. As you already heard, Hedgesville got the win earlier today. Maybe I'll give you some scores from the state championship basketball game, some March Madness scores, and more. We'll try to figure out what time the first pitch is for game number 2. And when we come back there, it will be Spencer Dupuy on the call alongside me and Trip. Again, signing off here in Game 1, I'm Colin McLaughlin for Nick Verzolini, Trip Tobin, Spencer Dupuy, and Avery Newport. Final score, Martinsburg 13, Petersburg 9. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10.
Life can get in the way these days. We all know that. Work commitments, social commitments, volunteer commitments, family commitments. You put your heart into all of it. You've got enough to worry about already. Your roof shouldn't be one of those things. Everything should just work. But when your roof is in need of an upgrade, you shouldn't have to worry about that either. Modern Renovations, your 4-state roofing solution. Reminding you that home is where the heart really is.
Looking for some nightlife? Then look no further. Laddie's Bar & Grill has a full bar and kitchen, pool table, and entertainment with great food at affordable prices. You can dine in or carry out by calling us at 304-263-5233. Laddie's is open Monday through Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 3 a.m. We serve breakfast all day long, and our lunch and dinner specials are posted every day on our Facebook page. So stop on in to Laddie's Bar & Grill, located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Need help learning how to manage your diabetes or nutrition education? The registered dietitians and certified diabetes educators at WVU Medicine will work with you to create a personalized plan to help you achieve your health and wellness goals. The diabetes and nutrition education team at WVU Medicine are certified experts in diabetes education, nutrition education, and diabetes self-care. The Diabetes and Nutrition Education Center, a department of Berkeley Medical Center, is located on Tavern Road in Martinsburg. For more info, call 304-596-6839.
We welcome you into the scoreboard show. As you just witnessed, if you're just now joining us, Martinsburg victorious in high school baseball action in a comeback over Petersburg 13-9. So a good win for the Bulldogs after things weren't looking good early. Got down 7-0, but Martinsburg rallies back. Some good relief pitching to help the Dogs get that win. Some other noteworthy scores in high school baseball from last night. Martinsburg defeated Hedgesville 7-5. Jefferson starting the season 1-0 with a 4-0 win over Highland View Academy. Musselman beat Spring Mills 3-1. As you heard, Hedgesville was victorious today over Frankfort. In its first game. I believe they also have a doubleheader, so we'll try to get you the result of that game in the second post-game show after this second game. But stay tuned. Following this break, we will have Martinsburg, Petersburg in the second game of the doubleheaders. Some college basketball. It's kind of been a day of comebacks. Baylor trying to storm back to beat North Carolina, trailed by 24 in the second half, trailed 42-29 at half, but a monstrous second half for the Bears. 51-38 was the score in the second half. Currently down by 5 in overtime, and Brady Manick was ejected from the game, helping Baylor make that comeback. North Carolina's best player. 9 seconds to go, though. It's a 5-point lead. 5 seconds to go. It's a 5-point lead for North Carolina. So it looks like the Tar Heels will prevail, but definitely an exciting game there in round number 2 and a #1 seed on the ropes. Throughout the rest of today, Creighton will take on Kansas at 2:40 on CBS, and at 5:15 you should be able to listen to the majority of this game, Michigan and Tennessee on Talk Radio WRNR. That one also, though, on CBS on the TV side. Michigan, the 11th seed, taking on the 3 seed Tennessee at 5:15. At 6:10, Richmond taking on Providence. St. Mary's will take on UCLA in a 5-4 matchup at 7:10. In the 7:45, 15-seeded St. Peter's will try to continue their Cinderella run against the 7-seed Murray State. At 8:40, New Mexico State will take on Arkansas, and Memphis tonight at 9:40 taking on the #1 overall seed, the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Some high school basketball action throughout the Mountain State, some state championships being played. If you didn't see it last night, Jefferson fell in the semifinals to Parkersburg South 81-62. Jamari Jenkins led the way with 15 points, Will Shively with 11. But the Cougars' season ends at 23-1. An historic season for Jefferson, but unfortunately coming up just a little bit short in the semifinals. In Class A, number 1 Polka winning the state championship over Bluefield, in Double A. Forgot there's 4 classifications there for a second. Polka getting the win over Bluefield 65-48 in the Double A state championship. In the Class A championship, looks like we had a winner earlier today. The James Monroe Mavericks over Greater Beckley Christian 72-47 to win the state championship. A lot going on today down there. That Morgantown game going on later on today for the 4A state championship. But those are some of the state champions in basketball this year, and some baseball and NCAA basketball scores. That does it for me. I'm Nick Verzolini. Again, stay tuned. We'll pretty much jump right into the pregame show after a few minutes of breaks here, and then Colin, Spencer, and Tripp will get you set for Game 2 between Martinsburg and Petersburg. I'm Nick Verzolini saying we'll see you after game number 2.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Baseball. Today's game broadcast has been brought to you by
Bechtel Jewelers, the Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, CMA Honda of Winchester, Hagerstown Ford, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Mountaineer Grill and Pub, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, Orsini's Home Store, Kent Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Modern Realty Results, and the Skinner Law Firm.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and Major League Baseball, keep it tuned to FM 106.5, AM 740, Comcast Cable Channel 10, and online talk radio WRNR.com. All rights reserved. You've been listening to West Virginia High School Baseball.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Tripp's Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at trippsfloorsanding.com.
Hi, this is Rob Mario. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call 304-262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
You've been in an accident. A distracted driver put texting over safety. Your injuries, loss of income, and medical bills can last a long time, even a lifetime. Our job is to try and secure justice that will protect you and your family for the rest of your life. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
WVU Medicine is pleased to introduce 7 new providers who've joined our medical staffs at Berkeley Medical Center, Jefferson Medical Center, and University Healthcare Physicians. Dr. Tiffany Morton, endocrinology.